Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ay. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ay. Shout out to Messi on this one. Ay. All we ever wanted was some Gucci's on the feet. Yeah. Whip game forward with the stars up at the peak. Yeah. Roll me up and smoke me with the jerk and makes a leak. Yeah. I ain't got time for these lanes, we different breeds. Yeah. All we ever wanted was some Gucci's on the feet. Yeah. Whip game forward with the stars up at the peak. Yeah. I ain't got time for these lanes, we different breeds. Yeah. Roll me up and smoke me with the jerk and makes a leak. Yeah, 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 yeah. Ay, ay, I been out heated, I swear that I'm drifting that wall. Yeah, came from the field where them hawks be all lost in the dark. Yeah, yeah, linking with E, we be blowing on the letter block. Yeah, yeah, I'm off for the drinks, I've been waiting on my time to spark. Yeah, yeah, pull up a hop of the bourbon, you know that I'm stuck.
All right.
I can't wait to see how he starts the show off.
I'm about to do pivot socks first. You freak. Look, man, I got no joke. I got about 150 to maybe 200 plus messages of people like, can't wait to hear about what you think about Trump and all these people and all this. I'm like, look, man, y'all may be a little surprised at what I think about certain aspects of it, but I will talk about a few things. So, all right, appreciate everybody at Pivot Socks. Go to getpivot.com. That's GETPYVOT.com. Use the promo code Sneak This Podcast. Get yourself a pair of free socks. Get yourself a discount code. Like I said, go to getpivot.com. That's GETPYVOT.com. Every pair you do buy does.
Say it again.
GETPYVOT.com. Every pair you buy does promote an episode of this podcast. All right. Is that your satisfactory?
You burping like you've been drinking all
day. One of these days you need to do it. Instead of me reading that ad.
You don't,
or memorized it.
I was going to say.
You should be able to memorize it by now.
You don't even read it. You just say whatever.
All right. Yo, Sneak This Podcast, episode 352. George, Greg, special guest, Kev, Buckeye City Soul on the Skype.
What's going on?
Hey, man. You are our very first person while being in this newer studio that's called in. So hopefully this works out well. We're going to try to add the video as well. I don't know what type of camera you got, but that joint is clear. All right.
Yeah, I got the Elgato FaceTime Pro. I don't know. Like sometimes when I start buying stuff, I'm like, all right, let me get this thing. Like I bought a new desktop. I play Call of Duty. I was like, well, let me get this just in case I stream on it. So I bought it. I was like, man, I'm never going to use this because we don't really even go live anymore. Like here and there, we'll do it. But,
right.
So I was like, let me just go ahead and buy the best one I could find.
That joint is clear. But this is Buckeye City Soul from the Monday Midsole. So we appreciate you coming on today.
Yeah, man. I appreciate y'all having me, man. I've been watching y'all for a while now, man.
Yeah, man. I remember
glad to be here.
Kev hit me up long time ago, before we had small little tiff.
Yeah.
What's funny is that like all that stuff, it's like who cares?
Yeah, I mean, I've been thinking about that lately, and that's kind of like I've been staying away from like the Instagram and stuff.
Yep.
You see people going back and forth. I'm like, man, you got a lot of energy to go back and forth, and I just don't have it, man. I'm just like. I don't even care anymore. It's just like, all right, cool. I'm looking at shoes, I'm watching content, and then I just kind of stay back away. I try not to interject and put myself into situations where, I got to go to SneakerCon and get in a boxing ring with somebody,
See, that's what, and that was the thing too. Like, like even me and C's, like we talk now, like.
Yeah, he told me. He hit me up. He said, yeah, we cool now.
Yeah, like he calls me. We talked for like 2-3 hours like the other day.
Yeah.
Like, and it's like everybody too old now. And that's early days. And, everybody being competitive for no reason. And, it's like all these new podcasts that come out, they start saying stuff about us. And I'm like, you know what? Everybody trying to fight for 100% of nothing. Like, knock yourself out.
Yeah.
I don't got time to go back and forth with you.
I think that people just see like people that have been around for a while, and you guys are just an easy target. Like you guys have been around for as long as I've been listening to the sneaker podcast.
Right.
You guys in Sneaker Box, you and Caesar. So I think that they look at you because you guys will respond back. Caesar and them, they don't really have like that back and forth as much as they used to.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that they look to you guys. All right, well, let's talk. We can't get a hold of FSR or whatever. We steal everybody's show anyway.
Yeah, and I understood, and that's what I kind of said about. It's like, I get it. You go for who you think is at the top and whatever. Like, who cares? Like, you know what I mean? But I'm like, I tell all these new podcasts, look, if you want to be the best podcast, I could care less. Like, I barely want to be here. Okay, like we switched the show from.
Hey, I'm with you, man.
Yeah, like
I'm with you.
We switched the show from every week to every other week now. So it's like, look, I'm doing the best I can. So like, if you feel the need to talk crazy about us, buddy, I don't care. We're in a different time zone. Like I'm still up with the kids. You probably getting ready to go to bed. I ain't got time to be going back and forth. And you don't see what I said back to you until the morning. Like, it's ridiculous, But like I said, we always start the episode with pickups. So I know Kev buys everything on Earth. So we're gonna start with Kev first. So pickups.
All right, I don't have anything with me right now, but I mean I've just been doing reach back. So I mean, like it's crazy how the cost of like Diamond Turfs have been kind of like dropping down because people are getting ready for the new ones to come out.
Right.
So I grabbed the Diamond Turf 1 OG and the Diamond Turf 2 OG colorway.
Okay.
And then I found a pair of Barkley. Somebody must have been running out of money because they had size 13. And, the Barkleys, when they drop the first colorway, they do such a terrible job with how they release the OG colorway. Like the first OG colorway is just a terrible job. And then they start dropping all this other crap. I think DTLR's got one that's black, white, and red, the Barkley, and it's terrible.
Oh, yeah.
And so, I was able to get those for under retail, and that looks like the dude wore it like one time, but, maybe that the income tax wasn't going to be where it was supposed to be. So, so I got the Diamond Turfs and the Barkleys off of him, and then I bought the Bread Force. I mean, that's my favorite shoe of all time. Well, the original one. I like the original one.
What
better.
You think about the leather one though? And I forgot to bring yours, George. My bad.
Oh,
I forgot to bring it.
Hannah probably gonna be more mad at you than me.
It's clean. I think it'll stay clean longer because you don't have to worry about somebody bumping into your shoe and turning it white briefly. You only get a certain amount of wipes before it stays white.
You're right.
So, but yeah, I like it a lot. I mean, it's similar to the Motorsport, but maybe a little bit better quality leather, like a Pinch. But
you think it's better than the OG?
No,
Really? I do.
No, I don't think so.
I'm really high.
Nostalgia has to count for something too. I mean, even if it looked, if it was neck and neck, you got to go with nostalgia because that was the first shoe that I asked for and I got. And I remember, walking through and a kid stepping on my shoe and then, like I said, turning it white. And then you got to sit down and you got to brush it off and, use a shoe polish on your shoe. And then you end up turning it so it looked like the leather shoe. But, you had to get to that point. So
all right.
I'm gonna go with the OG over. I know people are jumping out the window like, oh, this is, better than, but I mean, it's a preference, but I mean, to get hype about it, I mean, they're just reaching for content. You know what I'm saying? Like,
see, I personally, like, it took me, I was never a huge 4 fan. Like, I just never was.
Okay.
And I eventually, with the retro of the cement, the white cement, that's when I was like, okay, I'll give 4s a shot. Like, I always bought 4s and stuff like that, but I didn't like wearing them that much. And then I had got the OG Black 4 when it retroed. What year was that? I don't even know. Was that 2016?
The one that just came out?
No, yeah.
Most recent, 2016.
Yeah, 2016. And something was weird about my pair. Like, no joke, I actually thought I had, like, my left shoe was fake. Something was off.
Really?
Something was off. And I got it from Nike, but something was off with one shoe. And I just kept telling people, like, yo, something is weird about these shoes. So when I saw a leather one coming out, in my mind, I just looked at it like white cement, just black. Like, that's how I just felt about it. And when I got them in hand, like, I just opened the box. I had them at the house for a while, but I just opened them and looked at them on a Sunday before the All-Star game, and I was like, oh, these joints is nice. Like, I love them joints. And I personally prefer them over the OGs, but I haven't put them on my foot yet, so I don't know. So
Yeah,
I think
they're more
fire.
comfortable.
Oh, really?
They're more comfortable. I'll give them that. The other, like I wear like a 12.5 to 12, and then sometimes if they don't have a 12.5, I'll go 13. Like the Barclays, I go 13. But yeah, I mean, like the 12 in the regular, like that'll kill my pinky toe. But I got a 12 in the leather, and it's fine. So I mean, it could be, they don't really make them, all the same. So you might get a different one that fits a little bit different. But yeah, I mean, they fit true to size at least.
So that's all you grabbed recently?
And then I got, I did get the GT Jump. I got a pair of GT Jumps trying to get myself back in the gym playing basketball, but I haven't been there yet. I mean, I was like, hey, I'm gonna go out there, I'm gonna play. They went on discount. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go out there and play. I haven't joined yet.
See, I just recently started going back shooting around, but like
I thought you were about to start playing.
No. Because just going to shoot around after that, I feel like I was hit by a bus. And I'm like, all I did was shoot around. Like, I did a few layups. Like, I wasn't out there slapping the backboard or nothing like that. But, like, I did a few layups, a couple threes, a couple fadeaways here and there, some little Tim Duncan jump hooks off the glass. Like, I didn't do too much. And I go home, I got to sleep for about 2 hours. And I got to walk slow. Like, so running, I don't know about that.
My daughter, she plays basketball like little kids. And I get out there and play with her. And I'm like, man, I'm winded. I said, we got to chill for a second, I don't have it like I used to. I mean, I used to play in the league until COVID, and then COVID shut it down, and then I just haven't been back since. So, I mean, I got a lot of rust to kick off.
So that's all you grabbed recently?
Yep, that's it. That's all I got.
George, what you cop?
You think? I was gonna ask what showed up in the box.
You got some dunks. You got some dunks that came.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
Red
that.
Force.
Oh, suck.
No, they're not too bad.
Oh, they suck.
I looked at them. They're not too bad.
It's like white and forest green. Or
what do they call malachite?
Oh, malachite white.
Malachite
but
white.
really, it's white and forest green. Maybe there's some gray in it, but they suck.
No, they all right. The pictures don't. In hand, they okay. They look okay.
I mean, fam, it's a dunk. I'm sure it's fine, and anybody can pull it off. But they suck.
But the ones that you got,
what made you pick it up?
Fam, I think we ordered we just went through the catalog and just ordered everything.
Okay.
And there's a lot of stuff that gets canceled that we don't get. Like Nike doesn't send any pairs to them. So like not only is our pairs getting canceled, but their whole company stuff getting canceled.
Hey, man.
So
Okay.
he said, "Hey man, I said nothing."
I got the hotline.
Yeah, I mean, we've had a connection for a couple years now, and that's why I always say when the box shows up, that's my pickup. So I really don't try to. He was asking me about, or somebody sent KD Galaxies to the thread like that they had missed on Sneakers app, and I was like, I didn't even know it released. I had no idea it was on Sneakers that morning. And then the next day was something else. What, Fours the next day or something? It was like KD Galaxies and Bookers maybe?
Yeah, I think
Bookers and the Fours came out the same Saturday.
Okay, yeah. So it must have been Galaxies and then Bookers the next day. I didn't try for any of it. I mean, I was like, if it doesn't fall in my lap, I don't care no more.
Are folks going crazy over Bookers out there?
Yeah, they going stupid, but not enough.
Did they camp or no?
Yeah, Cats was camped at Manor. Manor did, even though Manor did
Undefeated
raffle. Cats was camped at Undefeated. I didn't check with James to see if they copped, but right. Cats was camped out for him. And like, look, it just makes no sense that now I have no idea.
Them joints are way too low, or were way too low on StockX to camp. Them joints were like $30 over retail, though.
Yeah, but after them fees, them joints about 200 something.
I mean, you could
ask
the person you know.
Yeah, but you talk about us versus
I understand
the general
that.
population.
People don't have the connection, yes, but there's someone I can ask who can get it to me for not all the fees. Let's just put it that way.
Look, I really want the Booker a lot. I just feel that it shouldn't be hard, especially for that colorway. It's the first colorway. It's the first shoe. I just don't know when signature sneakers, like the very first one, became impossible.
I think I'm guessing the player has a say in it, though, because Jaws wasn't like that.
Yeah, but according to Booker, but Jaws sucked, though. According to Booker,
you mean the shoe suck. I thought you like Ja, like the player suck.
No.
Like, oh, wait a second.
His shoe is beneath him. to me.
Yeah, I don't like it.
I don't like it. But the Booker shoe, I feel, is right up his alley. He has minimal personality, and it's just regular. It's an Air Force One that like you could wear and hoop in if you like that type of shoe. I just feel that like your very first signature sneaker should be the one that like you push out there. At least one of the colorways.
Right.
Like everybody could get it. Then you want to start limiting colorways, cool. The orange one we can't get, whatever. But this sand brown Mirage one, come on, man. Like I don't even think, and I don't know, I don't even think it released at like any Arizona Foot Lockers, House of Hoops. I have no idea.
Man,
like,
I don't think Foot Locker exists anymore, buddy.
like there's
I don't think they get anything.
like it feels like it was strictly for boutiques and like Undefeated type stores and things like that. So, but people went crazy for them out here.
That's that preheat action.
Yeah. So
like some prototype, those Paul Georges that shouldn't have been hyped up.
facts.
So wait, you were gonna say Booker said he didn't want it to be like that?
Well, Booker said that he did not want the orange pair to release in Florida first. He wanted those to be in Arizona,
Phoenix.
and Nike said no or something.
Or at least like Michigan or Kentucky.
Michigan, Kentucky, Mississippi, somewhere where he's from, something.
Yeah.
He has no Florida ties, as far as I know. So,
Okay, so did they say that the orange one was supposed to be Phoenix Suns?
well, I mean, it's orange. I assume it's Phoenix Suns, but
Miami Dolphins now.
I mean,
yeah, now it's Miami Dolphins. Yeah, that's actually.
Did he
a
say
fact.
that on a pod or he said that on the
No, he was
interview, or-
responding in the comments when people were like, "Yo, these should have came to Arizona."
right.
He was responding. Now, I take
That's some geek stuff, though. You make a colorway of a team in a state and you release it 4,000 miles away. What in the world?
That's what I said. I was like, that Jordan released across the entire country. It didn't like release in Texas or like up the road or California.
Where was it at? Like LeBron store or something? Or
I don't know, but it was just for Art Basel. That's all I know.
oh, okay.
So-
Oh, that's different, I guess, because
you
there's
know how
not
they
Art
do that
Basel
there.
somewhere else. I mean, that's the only
Still,
place.
but it's not an artistic.
I
shoe.
get it, but it's not like it like went to like Foot Lockers there. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, it was only 500 pairs. So there is maybe I think
No,
3 in
listen.
the state that I know of.
Nike is the greatest advertising company of all times, but they also got the most missteps of all time with stuff like that. I'm sorry. No.
Oh, 100%.
Now, when you have that many opportunities, you're gonna have the most missteps, but still.
What else you copped? That was it?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you got. You got to tell me. I don't
I
know.
don't know. Vomero?
I don't know what
I
was in
can't
the box.
remember. I don't remember.
Hannah. Oh, you were about to say Hannah's.
Oh
dunks
no,
is
the
better
dunks
than mine.
that they look like a vintage Michigan dunk.
Okay.
Them
Yeah,
joints
I
is
saw
fire.
blue and gold or whatever on the box.
I don't know what they are. I
Boo.
glanced. Yeah, he a Buckeye. I say boo.
Wait, do you live in Ohio or in Maryland? Because you got the
Yeah, I'm in
Raven stuff
Ohio.
too. Okay, so Raven connection
I'm-
was
I'm-
just
I'm
like
about
when
15
Cleveland
minutes
left
away
town,
from, Ohio State.
or okay,
I'm from Cleveland originally. So the Cleveland.
right when they turned
To
into the
Baltimore.
Ravens, you just went with it.
Well, I stayed a Cleveland fan, but then I just got to the point where I was tired of going to work on Monday, and we was getting spanked by the Steelers, spanked by the Bengals, and I'm like, look, I can't do this no more. So I was on eBay one night, and then
Family, hold on a second. How old were you when you made this decision? Because this seems controversial.
it was 20, like 2008, 2009, something like that.
Okay.
It was
I'm
before.
like,
it was
bro.
well before they won the
I
last
know, but I'm
time.
saying, like, okay, if you make this decision at like 18, 17, cool. But you made this decision at like
Nah.
35.
I
Yeah.
was an adult. I was a full ball. I divorced the Browns.
Yeah.
And, I went. I mean, hey, don't say
It's not like
miserable.
you went to be like a Miami fan or New Orleans or something. You went to the direct rival.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's still got, the root
Okay.
from
all right.
Cleveland.
Well,
So
let me just tell you from now on, just tell the story the other way. Tell the story that you just stayed a fan because it was the Ravens.
hey, man, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, I'm hardcore. I mean, the sport that I played was basketball, but I never I had a basketball team based on whoever the player was. So Michael was around,
okay.
I was a Bulls
Yeah,
fan.
yeah.
LeBron came out, I was like, oh, cool, hometown, Cavs. Well, he's gone, Miami. I take a year off, and then I'm rooting for Miami then. And then,
Yeah.
he's back, and then, so,
I think,
but that's
yeah, I kind of feel like maybe in deep down, that's how it always was too. Pause, like, because I want to say I always was a Bulls fan, but now I find myself rooting for the Pacers because Matherin's there. He played at Arizona,
Yeah.
so maybe I am like that. And I root for the Suns still, obviously, because they got Booker and all these other cats. But like I like KD, so maybe that's the same way for me too. Because the other teams, non-NBA stuff, I will never flip on any of that stuff. I'm a Raider fan. Bro. They've been bad. They've been worse or just as bad as Cleveland. So, I mean, if anyone
they
can
moved around
relate.
too, so. I mean, it's exciting where y'all at now. I mean, you got Las Vegas, so
printing money out there now. Homeboy, he was the poorest owner in the league, and now he's the richest, I think, or one of the richest.
I don't understand. Like, it's a waste though. Like,
I didn't ever want him to leave California. Like, that was my tie. I didn't care if they went to Oakland or L.A. or whatever, because they were in L.A. when I was growing up. So, like, that's why I was a Raider fan. But if they went back to Oakland, cool, whatever. I wasn't upset. But going to Vegas is weird, bro. Like, obviously it worked out for them. And if they can use the money to get free agents and draft picks and whatever, I'm all for it, obviously, because if they stayed in Oakland forever, it was going to be trash. You know, it was going to be a trash laughing stock forever. So, I mean,
how long till the Warriors end up in Las Vegas? They already got the A's, so
nah, they got that new arena, bro. That's the most expensive ticket in the NBA, I think. Huh? Now, maybe when Steph retires, if they go through like a 10-year stretch where they ain't good, who knows? But
that we went to that arena on Thanksgiving, and that arena is stupid. Like, it's state of the art.
Yeah, I want to go to T-Mobile in Vegas, but there's tickets too expensive.
We went to T-Mobile to watch Canelo. I think that was in T-Mobile.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we watched Canelo and Triple G, the first one in T-Mobile. So, pickups for me, I got Bread Force, fire. I got, what's that Nike called? Like P9000 or something? Nah, them joints is clean.
It's called Nike Suck.
Nah, them joints is better than Vomero's, though. Vomero's is overrated.
Nah, you smoking. You know what shoe I saw today, and it's been out for a while, and I definitely should have ordered one at some point. I just randomly saw it on Twitter. Adidas Ozmillen. Those are fire.
I mean, I know what you're talking about, I think.
I'll pull it up because you don't know.
Ozmillen.
That's what it is.
Is that the one that Sean Witherspoon did the model?
OZ Matt Millen. No, I don't think. Sean Witherspoon was whack. I don't know nothing about him.
You don't know nothing.
What's it called? Ozmillen?
Yeah, Ozmillen, I think.
I think you made that up.
I didn't make it up. Trust me. You know?
Let me see.
You should be proud of me coming in here with sneaker content for once. Saying I like a shoe.
Oh yeah, it looks like a Oswego.
Yeah, a little bit, but it's like look more like a classic runner.
Wait, is that the one got a chunkier bottom?
Like and listen, Oswego.
And listen, the women's colors are better than the men's colors. And of course, obviously, and Greg's gonna say toxic masculinity as I say that because he's been saying that to me all week in the text thread. But
they suck.
You smoking, huh?
Why they so big on top?
What, fam? Oh, sorry, Mister. Baggy jeans are back, but dad's shoes are out. Look at you.
It look like fam. Look at that top view. Come on, man.
Those are fire. You smoking? Let me see.
Them is for that other size yellow bus. Them joints is weird.
Those are not weird. Those are fire.
The color is fire, but that top half where the laces are, nah.
No, it's not.
It look like a football.
You could get down in a Dallas Cowboy jersey with that and go to the game. No, you'd be lit.
Nah.
You could get there on a horse
like
too.
Oswego too. I don't know if you can see.
Yeah, that's fire.
Fam, don't do that.
I know you're not about to say that's not fire.
I'm not, but don't say that. It's
better than that.
No, it's not.
All right, you out of your mind.
They both can be fire, and you can acknowledge how fire these are.
I don't know. I got something else. I can't remember. Oh, I got Stan Smiths came in the mail. Oh, I got Yeezy pods. I ordered those.
Is that
Yeezy
Did you get them?
Coffee?
I haven't got them yet.
What is that?
Nope. Them Yeezy sock pods for $20.
I got a pair on the way too. I mean, they'll get here probably next year sometime when I forget about them.
Probably, but $20? Come on, man. I ain't passing on $20.
Fam, what are you talking about?
You haven't seen them? It's just a sock, and it got pods on the bottom that Yeezy be walking around with.
Oh, so it's not Adidas?
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're out of control.
There's no markings on there. I heard
there's nothing, and I got a T-shirt off of there too.
And somebody on Twitter was on your neck because they was like, "Oh, you mess with Yeezy, but not with Trump" or something like that.
No.
Granted, we'll get to the topic, and it had absolutely nothing to do with Trump to begin with.
I did my time on that though. So let's not do that. All right.
Damn, you out of control.
Let's not do that.
I'm a hypocrite when it comes to that stuff.
You bought socks with coffee pods on the bottom.
Nah.
You out of control.
Yeah, but hold on. $20. First of all, now I will give this to Yeezy, right? When he released them, they were $200, and people paid $200 for them. But now that they're 20, he back credited everybody $180 who paid $200 for them.
I mean, that's dope.
That's
but
tight.
Listen, he's even weirder now than he was before, and he doesn't even say anything. How can you be weirder when you don't say anything than you were when you said crazy stuff?
Well, then he just is with everybody else because everybody else is weird too. They just don't talk. They just
like who? Give me an example.
I mean, I don't know why it's the first person popped in my head, but like Doja Cat or somebody.
Oh yeah, of course.
Like,
oh yeah, she's wild.
Yeah, cats like that are weird. They may not say the most like controversial things like Kanye, so he just fits right in right now. Like, so I don't think he's weird. Like, he's honestly back to just normal now because he's trying his best to watch what he says.
Not normal. I don't think he's doing that. I think he just don't care no more.
Well, that's good then. That's fine with me.
Yeah, that's
fine with me.
cool. But you can't erase stuff from. You don't just erase it.
I mean, look,
Now I will say this much: the video that he made in the airport where he was like, "I'm gonna post my wife if I want to. Y'all should be happy because if I'm happy, you get music." That makes sense. That's 100%.
Yeah.
I agree with 100% what he's saying.
that's actually a good
You
point.
didn't see that video?
I didn't see that.
That video was tight. But then I seen he like almost fought somebody immediately after that. Like, what you doing?
No. You talking about that lady that had that cell phone in his face?
Either that or paparazzi.
Nah, I
or
agree with
something.
that. I'm sorry, man. Enough is enough. No? Like, I can't walk down the street. Like, come on. And they asking him questions like, does his wife have
what
free
part
will?
do you not?
We asked the lady was in his face with the cell phone, and she's like, does your wife have free will? Fam, get out of my face with this nonsense.
That's like when you walking your dog and someone says, hey, do you feed him?
Yeah, it's like, lady, get out of my face with that.
Well, clearly there's too many Karens in society. There's no doubt about that.
That's fine.
But I'm saying you can't get like physical with them people. You just gotta.
He didn't get physical. He just snatched her phone out of her hand and wouldn't give it back.
Yeah, this is a little too much, man.
I mean, look, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
Keep it moving, man.
Nah, that's what I would love her to say. But anyways, all right, George, what come out this week? What come out this week? Since we only do every other week, we do 2 weeks of releases. So what comes out, fam?
Zion 3 Energy released today, 3D. Which, by the way, I kind of like that shoe.
I love the Zion shoe. I'm not mad at it. Like, it's a
I haven't
good
seen
look.
the 3.
I say what?
Yeah.
I haven't seen the 3 yet.
Really?
Mm-mm.
I seen a cat at the gym actually yesterday wearing a hoop in, and I love that shoe. I think it's a great shoe. I don't know how somebody as big as him plays in it.
Well, that's what I was gonna send you earlier, like before the show or yesterday. I was like, "There's no way he doesn't blow this shoe out." He blew that shoe out when he was playing for Duke.
Nah,
I mean, he don't play no more, but
yeah, I haven't seen. No, he plays. Just
when? So this year?
all the time.
How was he not an All-Star then?
Exactly. We're gonna talk about All-Star too because that's a
There's
crazy
no way
point.
he's been playing. He has.
Yes, he's been playing all the time. I
like,
watch Pelican games.
leading up to the All-Star
I
break.
watch Pelican games. Yeah, Pelican games. Yes, Zion plays.
You never would have known.
Exactly.
Does he average 25?
He averages about 23 and something.
Oh, that's not enough.
Oh, look, man. Come on. What else come out?
Fam, you can't come to the NBA and be like 30-12 or whatever, and then you like, I eat too much, get injured, blah, blah, blah. You come back and you like 23 and like 8 or something. You can't do that, fam. You generational talent or not, bro. You making it seem like he's been playing the whole time.
He's been playing majority of the season.
And he's still whack.
He's probably missed less than 10 games this year.
Can't do it. Superstar Lux Wonder White. Cocaine White. That's for you.
I don't know what that is.
Okay. I said Superstar Lux. Adidas Superstar Lux version. No? That's the stuff that's up your alley. You must have switched up then, because 23 was the year of Gregory times Adidas.
No, fam.
Yes, it was.
If you don't get that.
And Puma, too. Lionel Messi, however you want to pronounce it. Samba Spark Gen 10s. You copy?
I don't know what that is.
Okay, we move to the next one. Terminator Low UNLV. I know you're not copying that.
They fire though. Nah, them joints is fire.
Those are already out.
Yeah, Terminator lows are underrated. They're a little bit big, but they're underrated. Now I haven't worn my UNLV dunk
They
yet.
might have been underrated in 1985, man. They ain't underrated now.
All right,
Toy Story Clog collab.
fam, skip Crocs and stuff. Like don't,
Crocs is your favorite stuff. Salehi Benbury. What you talking about?
every Croc I own is Salehi Benbury.
Okay.
Not anything else.
So I'm not allowed to read it if it's not Salehi
No,
Benbury.
you can skip that.
Fam, you're out of control. Song for the Mute. Is that a band? I don't know. Song for the Mute. Country OG Black Wonder Beige is Adidas.
I don't know.
Copy?
Nope.
Okay. Song for the Mute. It's a pack.
It's a pack.
Okay. Active teal, gray black. Oh, I don't even know what a country OG is. Is that a new model or?
I think it's an OG model.
Okay. Because it has a OG in
OG
it.
in it.
Drake knocked a triple white. Doesn't matter.
Now is this the new one?
Fam. That's impossible.
No, this is probably one of the better looking ones.
Fam.
It looks okay.
Fam.
It looks okay.
Don't do that. As much stuff as you've been criticizing today on this show, don't do that.
Hold on. It looks okay. The problem with Drake is he has no color palette whatsoever.
That's not the only problem with Drake, but the curse low-key might be over though after he won that bet on KC for the Super Bowl. I think he had $1.2 billion on the Chiefs.
Ooh, I don't like that.
Yeah, see, exactly. CP Company Gel Quantum 360. You copy?
No.
You've been sending a lot of ASICs to the thing lately, talking about they're fired. Huh?
Not those.
Air Jordan 12, kid sizes, Miami preheat. I mean, what do you call those?
Vapor green.
It's vapor green, but that's not what it looks like. It looks like
Ooh, yeah, those are
Miami
bad.
colors.
Jeez, what are those?
CP
The whole blocking is just off.
The blocking is crazy. It looks like a what the?
That CB Company gel light has another one that's all yellow. Fam, you doing a lot of next. Fenty Puma Pack.
Fire.
Oh my God. For you to say all that other stuff is whack and you say that's fire. It looks like a soccer boot. I mean, you're out of control.
What's that blue one?
There's 4 different ones, 4 different colorways.
Well, I think
Okay.
it's the white. I think one is kids in each. But that leopard one is fire.
Serena Williams, Air Max 1 Los Angeles. I don't know what an all white and gray shoe has to do with Los Angeles, but I'm sure she tied it in somehow. I mean, it obviously doesn't suck. It's just monochrome.
You can fill it with spray paint.
Is that what it is?
I don't know.
I'm about to say. I mean, it has a design on it, but I don't get it.
Nah, it says Design Crew. I don't know who that is.
Yeah, but it says Serena Williams, though.
Yeah, it's Serena Williams, but I don't know.
There's no description on here. Normally, they got a description for what
I don't
the
know
shoe
the tie.
means.
I don't know how it represents LA, but
Yeah, I don't
God
get
bless.
it. Okay, Supreme Air Max DN Black Galactic Jade. Where is their jade? Oh, okay. I was gonna say where's their jade on this,
I don't
but
even
I guess
see
it's
that
like
on my list.
dark jade.
I'm in sneakers now. I don't even see that.
February 22nd.
Oh, I don't see it on here.
February 23rd. Air Pegasus 2005 Black Fire Red.
I'm not mad at the model. Don't really care for that colorway.
I mean, we ain't copping, but it don't suck. Hard. Did you put what you call it on the topics, by the way? Because it
What?
came out late today.
What?
Somebody sent it in a thread, but you didn't say we was talking about it.
What is it?
Joe Freshgoods New Balance thing.
Oh, I don't know if that's true. I mean, Joe Freshgoods says that
He
he got
tweeted
dropped
it.
by New Balance. Oh, he tweeted it. So I don't know.
So is the topic or
I don't know. We'll see. We got time.
okay? Harden Volume 8 Sculpt.
Fire.
It's not fire. It's nice. Not fire.
Fire.
Not fire. It's nice.
Fire. Buckeye, is it fire or not?
I don't know, man. They look like Aladdin. The gravy
Aladdin.
boat.
It do kind of look like Aladdin. It do look like Arabian Nights.
That joint looks like the Thigh Master. The 2 outside pieces of the Thigh Master. Those pieces you squeeze together.
I remember Thigh Masters. I remember my
Like
mom.
Somebody put a screen mask in the microwave like your boy with the shoes.
I remember going to this lady's house after church with my mom, and she had a Thigh Master. Man, I was sitting on the couch using that joint. Suzanne Summers.
Hey, rest in peace. Didn't she just die, or she died a long time ago?
Last year, I think.
Oh, okay. Because you guys were talking about that in the thread recently or something. Didn't somebody post a picture of Suzanne Summers or something?
I don't know, man. Suzanne Summers was one of the original hotties.
Yeah, Jack Tripper.
Doing it back then.
Earl's Collection, A6 GT 2160. I'm not going to try to pronounce that because I'll probably say it wrong.
I'm not mad at it.
I don't need to say that word on the podcast. You pronounce it.
You're right. That's too close.
Uh-oh.
That's too close. You go ahead and skip that.
That what was that? Didn't we call that? Remember that there was like that tweet of that restaurant, the Vietnamese restaurant or whatever.
Yeah.
Did you call them?
I called them to try to order some food.
It was
What was the name of
BICH.
it?
It was 2 words. It was BICHNGA.
Yeah, it was something like
Oh, yeah. I've seen pictures of that.
I called that.
Yeah,
I
so
called
he
that
called the
restaurant.
number.
I was like, "Look, man, y'all really call that?" They hung up immediately. That joint was in Florida.
Everything's in Florida. Mostly bad. Bodega Grid Shadow 2 Jaunt Woven.
Stupid
I don't-
fire.
I mean, I don't. What does the name mean? I don't get it.
Stupid fire. It's a woven Saucony. That's all I know, man. That
don't
joint
get it,
is
bro.
stupid fire.
Does it mean go on a jaunt? Like
I don't know.
Jogging?
But that joint is other brand of the year
I don't get it.
thus far.
You want me to read the golf shoe?
Nope.
Okay. Clot Superstar White Black. I seen somebody
Fire.
Edson Chen, like somebody sent the ad out today, and it wasn't even him in the ad. It was like a model wearing the shoe laying on a bed. I don't get it. What's the point?
Well, why would it be him though? He's the designer.
Yeah, but he also is in I'm not gonna say he's in a lot of their ads, but anytime there's a Clot thing, he's normally in it. Like that's the company.
Well,
thing.
These are fire to me. I could put some work in with these.
These suck, but they're up your alley. So shocker. Yeah, they suck. Jordan 1 Ohio G Black White 2.0. I don't know why we need another one.
Jeter.
Yeah, I mean,
they clearly don't suck. It's a Jordan 1 high that's just black and white. But what's the point?
I don't know if we need any more.
Yeah.
It's the same shoe as the Jeter without the respect on it.
Yeah, 100%.
Is that the one that had the pinstripes?
Yeah.
Okay.
No. It's the same exact shoe except for
really?
It's got respect with the 2 in it in 3M on the black part.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Really? Oh, I was thinking of the ones that had like the pinstripes on the collar.
No, they had those too.
Oh, okay.
These ones it's the same. It's the same exact. Because I have the Jeter, and I was like, this is the same shoe. I don't need to buy.
Undefeated Terra Humara pack.
Fire.
The mint. Was it mint? What's the?
Well, there's 2 of them. There's the
right, but the
cargo khaki and then
mint
the Minta.
One is fire. Well, yeah, it's called Minta, but that's not the color, though, is it?
Yeah, light Minta.
I mean, that doesn't seem like okay. Nike's doing some other stuff, but that one is super fire. NBA ref, superstar ADV fan. What is this? What this is a collab, New Zealand collab. It looks like an NBA ref shoe. What is this?
I don't know, man.
It's doing too much. Griffey 1 Miami Hurricanes, but I guess it's the kids. Jordan 38 low black gamma blue.
Fire. Those Jordan 38 lows are very underrated. That white and black one, the first colorway of these, super fire. These ones right here, dope too.
Yeah, it doesn't suck. Women's Jordan 5 Lucky Green, no thanks. These are kind of fire right here.
The Lucky Greens is okay too.
You should be copping, or if you didn't cop, you
clear side.
Wait, you wish the 5 had a clear sole?
Yeah, the clear side. They put the white on there, just kind of similar to the white cement 5s.
Oh, I thought it was clear. Oh.
No, it's white.
If you don't cop Clyde Coffees, something wrong with you because you, like I said, that shoe's immediately up your alley. The pause.
Clyde Coffees.
Those are fire.
Fam, I'm not buying those.
What? You're out of control. You think that saddle Adidas shoe is fire and you ain't copping the Clyde Coffees?
Fam.
Something wrong with you. Foam Posit 1 eggplants.
Fire, but I still got mine, so I'm good.
Book. So this is the one Johnny was asking me about. He was saying like there was like a blue book coming out.
Yeah,
people
that's
already
the blue
had them
one.
in hand on StockX. I was like, what? I didn't remember seeing that
There's
colorway.
like 3 or 4 colorways already on StockX.
Yeah, Book.
You've seen this colorway,
towel.
Lord. Book.
You say what?
It looks like the tally.
Yeah.
The Adidas tally.
Oh, that's what it do look
color.
like. It look like that South Park tally. That joint.
Yeah.
I'm sure I have seen picture of that. I mean, I'm sure we've seen it in our meeting. But
George had them.
I mean, I don't. Remember,
Andy has
I don't
them.
remember seeing it.
These suck. This colorway.
The blue.
These Booker colorways are so boring, but the shoe is fire. Man, that just screams his personality.
I wonder if he's happy with that.
He can't.
I mean, he been wearing them like.
No, he been wearing all PEs
yes,
in the game. He ain't even been wearing these colorways.
Okay, fine. Well, then the question is, do you mean is he happy with like the model or is he happy with
he's
the
definitely
colorways?
happy with the model.
Okay,
The model's a
that's what I'm
classic.
saying, yes.
It's an instant classic.
No, it's not. No such thing. Field General 82 SP White Varsity Red.
Need.
You about to go out there and play wide receiver?
Fam, cats don't realize these field generals used to be at Ross when we was kids, like sizes like 8 through 19. They used to have highs and lows. Like I used to be like, man, if I cop these, I can't go to school wearing cleats. Like these just like turf cleats. I can't wear these. But now, high fashion.
What is this?
High fashion.
Milk
Oh,
makeup.
them old school, them shark looking, the Nike shark, them coach, them 80s coach, football coach.
Yeah, that's what the wide receivers used to wear in the
that's them
NFL
Don
when
Shulas.
they used to play when they like play on the turf.
Yeah, that's them
Like
Don.
what's the name? Mark Duper and Mark Clayton in them cast Miami for the Dolphins.
You're right.
My buddy's dad used to have those, and he used to file them off.
Well, file the bottom off?
He used them cleat, them cleat shoes like coaches wear. He would file them down.
That's way too much work.
Yeah, exactly. What's up, bro? Milk Makeup Club C Reebok Extra Vegan. That's too many words. Decide what your shoe is, buddy. Is this a collab between like 3 different things? Reebok, Milk Makeup, and Extra Vegan. What does that mean?
I don't know.
And there's a pack. Apparently, there's
I think
a tall,
it's just vegan materials.
A tall one, black pair, and a short one, white pair. I don't get it. Oh, and a high top.
One of those at Starbucks.
Lord.
These joints are called Milk Makeup
That's
times
gotta be the business.
BB 4002 Mid Vegan. It's the longest name ever.
That's what I'm saying. You can't even list it on eBay. You don't know enough characters. What else here? I'm not saying none of those fuel cells. Harden 8, a different colorway called Pioneer. Jordan Spizike Low, Black Red. I'm not saying that word. F-U.
Brad?
Yeah, I'm not saying that.
I mean, look, you got to come with the modern times. Huh?
Nope, I say black red.
Nah.
Black red. Anthony Edwards 1, Stormtrooper, fire. Not saying those fuel cells.
Those look good.
Is Stormtrooper?
What, you got something negative to say about it?
I mean,
Fam, if you don't stop. You've been saying a lot of crazy stuff. We only about 40 minutes into the show. Dunk Low Bronzine, Blazer Mid 77 Waffle, Air Force 1 Bronzine. What's up? What's Nike doing? Puma pack, Puma no filter pack, 3 different models, all suck, I guess, except the lowest one. Olive Jordan 5.
I don't know, man. Let me tell you something. I had the original olives.
Don't say I don't know, but you whistled.
Hold on,
the whistle
fam.
means yes, and
Hold on.
And the I don't know says no.
Hold on. I had the original olives. Now, this was in my immature days when I didn't know how to work with them. I didn't know what to do with them. But I saw somebody wearing these at All-Star Weekend. Fam. Well, I saw it through the TV on All-Star Weekend. Fam. They looked fire.
Fam, you wearing baggy jeans again. You could do it.
They look fire. They may be coming home with
Somebody on Twitter said they need to see your whole
Somebody.
fit like in good light.
Say what?
They need to see your whole fit from the other day in good light.
Nah, I was lucky I was out.
They said they need inspiration. I said he was wearing flares, flared out.
Jinkos?
Nah, not quite like that. 19s was 72 style. What would you call it? 70s, 70s?
Bell bottoms.
I understand that, but it was flares.
All right.
Women's Dunk Low Light Bone Dark Stucco. No?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Tatum 2 Mama's Boy. I don't get it.
Yep. He's a mama's boy.
I mean,
I don't know how I feel about this
yes,
Tatum 2
thanks,
model. You
man.
know I love the Tatum 1. But this Tatum 2, it looks like it's leaning funny. Like,
all right, that Tatum accidentally was the last day. No, actually, I went too far.
that was it? You went too far?
Tatum, I went too far on Tatum and that dunk. But we'll do a refresher next episode.
That's fine. If I didn't say, I meant to say that, and I meant to say it at the top of the episode, but it is my anniversary today, so I do want to say happy anniversary to my wife because I do love her very, very much. And I always tell people that she's the reason why this podcast exists because she lets me be here and waste time with George talking about sneakers. So I know she's not happy with me right now because I am here, but I do appreciate her and I love her very, very much. So, anyways, all right, George, that was it for releases. Let's talk about fam. You're not really good as a DJ, though. It took you a minute. You ain't got Apple Music, huh?
Man, I have this video
was
saved
saving
on
the
my
files.
I have this video saved on my phone because I sent it to somebody like that.
Oh, Lord have mercy. All right. So I know everybody has seen Trump at SneakerCon. So, with Buckeye City Soul as our first Skype guest in studio, we do want to get your point of view on everything first. But I do kind of want to break this up in a little bit of parts, okay? Because I do have some, I made the post on Twitter, the 2 posts, and people just went crazy about them. Now, the post did include 2J Kicks from whatchamacallit because I don't like him and he don't like me.
Yeah.
But that's neither here nor there at this moment. But, obviously everybody saw that Trump was at SneakerCon in Philadelphia promoting a new sneaker and whatnot. Now, I do want to break this episode a bit apart. So, I just asking you first, Kev.
All right.
Just thoughts on Trump being at SneakerCon. Not the sneaker, not anything else. Just the thoughts on that.
I mean, he's gonna do whatever he's got to do in order to win votes. So I mean, for him, it makes sense. I mean, if he's gonna, get FaceTime with younger people, but I mean, I was more disappointed with SneakerCon.
Really?
Because I don't think that they needed to do that. Because I mean, there's enough people that are probably kind of put off by that, like that are fans of SneakerCon and like going there. And when you go there, it's not exactly even about Trump. It's more about the people that he attracts and kind of creating that level of tension. I lose him?
Nah, you're good. He's
okay.
Fixing something else.
And just kind of creating that level of tension. Where people are just, I don't want to go too far into my political beliefs, but I just think that it was just disappointing from SneakerCon, man, and the shoes are terrible. But and my first initial thought when I saw it and saw people holding it and all this and that was just like, man, you sold out. You did this and that. But then I'm just like, all right, some of these guys are just they're in money mode, and they don't care about what them holding the shoe or what them taking the picture has to say about them, I guess. Or they're not thinking about it. Maybe they thought about it after the fact, and maybe they were put on, blast saying, hey, you want to take a picture with him? Me personally, I wouldn't be able to because I know what I've said in the past, and I look real stupid sitting next to him, like, here you go, boss. Like, I would look. So I mean, but like, I can't judge other people for whatever situations they're in or however they think. I mean, I have friends that are, Trump supporters or whatever.
Everyone does.
I don't get into battle or like debates with them. Because there's no point, man. I mean, if I like to hear myself talk, I could just go in the bathroom and talk to the mirror. You know what I'm saying? Nothing's getting in there.
Trillion
so
percent,
I'm just like, all right, cool. That's you. Just don't try to push it on me.
Yeah.
So, but
I know. Just to let you know, Kev, my camera wasn't even on. So I hate doing this podcast. It's too much work doing this podcast. I swear to God. So I just I got up because I turned my camera on right now. So like, I don't know how much we've recorded without me in it, but my voice is in it, but the camera isn't gonna be in. That sucks.
You'll be all right.
So George,
hold on. Yeah. Hold on a second before you. Camera issues aside, let's get the vibes back on the show right now, sir. I know you upset right now about the camera being.
I'm good.
I get like that too. When something happens in the show.
Yeah. Well, he'll tell you I probably have the worst attitude in the entire galaxy anytime something don't go my way. So I'm the last person that's going to, criticize anyone. But I'm saying, like, just get the vibes back on the show. You know what I mean?
I'm good.
But what's that noise?
That's your cords to the
Man,
microphone.
what's up with these cords, bro? No. So just along the lines of what you were saying about not taking a picture, that's always.
Well, hold on. Just Trump being at SneakerCon first before we start talking about them and
No, I'm not talking about that specifically. Let me say this first.
Okay.
Because I think it's always been weird when people say, it doesn't matter who the person is. Just take a picture with them. And I'm not even talking about presidents. I'm talking about anybody. If you don't subscribe to or agree with what that person is saying, how can you get in and smile in a picture unless you're taking the picture and, like, some of them people hold signs up that says, like, I'm taking a picture with stupid or flipping them off or whatever. I like you said, we all have friends and family who are Trump people. I'm not a Trump person. My brother-in-law is a big Trump person. I love him. I'll take a bullet for him. We don't talk about stuff like that. I don't argue with people about anything. The fact that the comments on the replies on the tweet went off the rails with fake burner Trump accounts and bots and whatnot is insane and just shows you how stupid social media is these days. Anyways, we'll get to that in a second. But the whole thing about taking somebody who you don't agree with, like, how can you stand in that picture and smile and be a cornball if you don't And I'm not talking about anybody who was in the picture, by the way. I'm just referring to
Right.
you saying that just in general. I've always heard this my entire life. It's about respecting the office of the president. Just go take a picture with him. And I'm just like, fam, when you're a little kid or whatever, if your parents don't agree with it, you're just a kid. You have no thoughts on your own. But when you're a grown adult, I grew up in Los Angeles, fam. I'm not somebody who's like in awe of celebrities. I don't chase celebrities. Right. I went to Magic Johnson used to have a basketball game that was called it was an off season, but it was like a celebrity fundraising game for what's the organization that does United Negro College Fund? Is that the one that does like college fund for
I mean, I don't know if that's the Magic Johnson one, but yeah.
Well, no, that I'm not saying he runs that. I'm
Right.
saying but that's the one that does like college fund, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So it was a fundraiser for them. But it used to be called like Midsummer Night's Magic, and it was in L.A. Fam, I went with my stepdad one time. It was Michael Jordan was there, Gary Payton, anybody from like, let's just say this was like 1994 or something. Anybody, or maybe it was 95 because I think it was when Jordan was retired. But any top NBA player you could think of played in that game. Obviously, there was tons of celebrities in the lower bowl. My stepdad and I somehow we bought tickets like up in the ceiling and somehow managed to be sitting like 10 rows from the court. We actually went down in the tunnel at one point and he took pictures. I don't know where they are now because obviously digital cameras didn't exist then, but he took pictures like 5 feet away from Michael Jordan and we were standing there like, that was like me being in awe of something when I'm a little kid. You know what I mean? Michael Jordan when I'm 14 years old. So this whole thing about like, it's just a celebrity, take a picture. I've never understood. That will never make sense to me how you can go and be smiling in a picture with somebody you don't like, because to me, that's being phony. I would rather be the real person and not do that. Having said that, I respect the office of the president. I understand that. I don't badmouth whoever's in there other than like, you're a dweeb and I'm not listening to you, buddy. Like, and Greg even said, somebody had made a comment like, it would be okay if Sleepy Joe went. And Greg was like, he's a nerd too. Fam, all presidents are nerds. Y'all cats don't have nothing in the best mind for the majority of the people. You want to do what you want to do and be in power, and we get it. You're not tricking anybody. Anyways, Trump being a sneaker con, he was selling a shoe, I understand. I still don't understand the whole point of what... Like, who told him SneakerCon was a thing? Like, it seems like so low of an event for him to even be involved with. You know what I mean? Like, now if you said Complex Con, then okay, like it's a little bit more high tier event where they get these big celebrities in there. I mean, maybe
you think Complex Con would have had him there?
Listen.
Yes.
Listen, I say that as someone who has been admitted SneakerCon hater in the past, but not necessarily for no reason. There is a relationship between this podcast and SneakerCon years back that went bad.
Which
So I have no reason to
that.
be nice to them. So again, they're a low tier event to me. Anyways.
So, when I first saw everything, I just broke it down in different levels on what I thought about it. Okay. And a lot of people on social media was like, defending. Look, I'm talking. Well, hold on. Let me talk about SneakerCon first. Okay. So, and I talked about this on this podcast before. Maybe I haven't, whatnot. So here's my thing with SneakerCon, right? So when SneakerCon first came to Phoenix, the very first time ever, we're the 5th largest city in the entire country. First time ever, I sent them an email and I said, hey, want to get a space so we can do a podcast there. Sold out. Like, not even one of those responses like, hey, appreciate your interest in SneakerCon, but currently right now we have no available spaces, check back, whatever. It just said like sold out. Something ridiculous, right? So I'm like, oh, dang. And it's just me thinking like, oh, man, that's sold out. So then I'm like, okay.
And hold on, before you keep on going with the story, Buddy from Sneaker News was originally the one who started Complex Con. I don't know if he's still the one running it, but at some point, Buddy had an issue with us. I don't remember what his name was. He's either Chinese or Korean, or he was the one who like basically started Sneaker News. That was the one who was, when we talked about it the first time, way back, he was the one involved with saying that from SneakerCon.
No, it wasn't him.
No, he may not have written the email, but he was behind SneakerCon at that point. He was the one who started it.
Oh, okay, but the person, I know directly the person who was involved. Like, we talked to him. I talked to him.
Sure, but I'm saying, like, I think it had we talked about this on the show way back. I think it had something to do with that guy.
Well, maybe. So, here's the thing. So, they said basically like sold out. So I'm just like, okay, well, I'm just naive. Like, all right, well, that sucks. So then I wrote back like 2 days later, like, hey, any space available? Anybody cancel something? And it was like, no, like just NO. And I'm just like, all right, something ain't right here, right? So then I'm like, what the heck? First time in Arizona, we got a podcast. I want to try to, get out there so people could see us. And I wrote them again, and they was like, yeah, we ain't got no spaces. So I was like, something ain't right, right? So then I had got on, I think, a Facebook group at a time, or somebody had texted me, and they were like, yeah, just got our tables at SneakerCon, just got our tables. So I'm like, wait a minute. Like, how are y'all getting tables right now when I'm being told that they're sold out? So I was like, all right, let me make a fake email, right? So I made a fake email. I emailed them like, hey, interested in getting a table at SneakerCon, any space available? Man, that email was like, yes, sir. We got plenty of space. Let us know what size table, how many. It was like hyped, right? So then I emailed back from our email and I said, dude, cats that I know are getting tables and stuff, and they're still getting tables, and you keep telling me we're sold out. I said, clearly you don't want us there or something. Like something is off, right? So then he goes, right. All right, fine. I'll send you the invoice to pay for the table. Like it was like some mad stuff, right? So I'm just like, whatever, man. Like I'm gonna still go, whatever. So I get to SneakerCon. I don't think George, we didn't go, right? I think it was me and Simple, right? So me and Simple at the time when he was on the show, we went there, we went to the back to try to load up. Man, they put us in like by the bathrooms, like in the depths corner, right? And it was mad rude, right? The cat named Alan. When Trump got up there on stage and did that little speech that he said, he was like, thank you, Alan. Thank you, Marcus, maybe for inviting us. Now, I don't know if SneakerCon invited Trump or did Trump reach out to SneakerCon. I don't know, but he said invited us. So that just could be a miscommunication of words, whatever. So then,
and to take before you keep going, it would make sense for them to accept that regardless of how it happened, because it's going to make them money.
So
if they're concerned about money, Trump being there is going to get them paid.
So and here's the thing. So then, like when we went to SneakerCon, we did the show, whatever. They weren't trying to give us nothing. They weren't trying to give us anything. Right? They weren't checking for us being there. So I'm like, whatever. So then when SneakerCon came back after COVID or something like that, and I had went with Skate. Skate came and I went there. They had 2 photographers there, both that had SneakerCon credentials on. I don't know if they worked there. I don't know. One cat came to me and was like, oh my gosh, thank you so much for the show during COVID. We appreciate it. Like, man, that got me through COVID. You was the only podcast going on during COVID, blah, blah, blah. I said, hey, man, no problem, cool. Took a picture of my shoes, whatever. Then another cat came up and was like, man, no, I appreciate, but man, like, I'll give you the ends and the heads up. SneakerCon wasn't trying to mess with y'all back in the day, and they still not trying to mess with y'all. And I said, why? He was like, well, because they didn't like y'all, how you guys approach your opinions and stuff on sneakers, and when you guys had all those opinions about YouTubers and Kais and all those people and stuff like that. And I said, okay. I said, whatever. Like, I get it. Like, I understand that, like, back when we started, a lot of people weren't ready for those opinions and things like that. Even though they may have had them in private, they weren't ready for them to be aired on whatever. So then when I see a person like Trump there who's allowed to come, I go, hold on. You didn't want me there because I may say Psych Kais videos suck, or because I say I don't care for Jordan 9s or something, but you're going to let somebody like that who has actually said things that is considered vitriol, hate, etc. Now, this ain't a Trump thing for me, voting and something like that. Here's my thing. I've seen political candidates at cons, car shows, conventions, concerts. I've seen political candidates walk on stage at a concert, give a, hey, guys, you got to go out and vote, yada, 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 yada. Here's Red Hot Chili Peppers, whoever. I've seen that before. I've seen presidents walk through car shows and shake hands. Now, if Trump wants to come to SneakerCon and walk the floor and give little things about small businesses, give some tips, shake hands, act like he's interested in sneakers, and that's his way to do it, I'm not mad at it because I've seen it before. I've seen it before.
Not from him. He ain't doing that.
Oh, no. Now, hold on. Let me get to that. That, to me, is a problem with his political backing, his crew, his party. I don't give a shite about no Trump and all of them wackos now because I'm done voting. I've said it many times on this podcast because the excuse of the lesser evil, I'm not going to vote for any evil. I'm not going to be included in any of it until I feel comfortable with it. Now, like I said, if he would have walked around as a, hey, this is what I want to do in the future for small businesses. Hey, I'm aware that sneakers are a $16 billion industry. Hey, I'm aware of this. Hey, yada, 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 and shake hands and say like, hey, remember guys go out there? I wouldn't have had no problem on it. That joint had a stage with a background, already www.gettrumpshoes.com, and sneakers there available. That's some wild shite, all right, and weird, okay? Then he gets on the stage, and his speech isn't even a speech. He was supposed to talk for 40 minutes, all right, but he ended up only talking for like 7 minutes, okay? He got up there and said, "Oh, this is incredible. This is amazing. Wow, the crowd is different than usual. This is amazing. Love you. I love you. This is different. I'm not used to this. Our crowds are not this young. I'm not used to this. Wow, I love you too, babe. Love you too. Oh, come on." He didn't say one thing of emphasis, matter, mention. Oh, my shoes. He didn't say anything of any value. I have no idea how a crowd like that breaks out in the USA chants. He didn't say nothing that has any reverence to this country. It's ridiculous and it's stupid. Now, Allen is the guy who runs SneakerCon, who was the one that didn't want us there, but is perfectly fine with Trump coming there.
Yu Ming Wu is who I was talking about. He's the original guy.
I don't even know that cat. So,
well, you should, because he started a lot of stuff.
I don't give a shit about. I don't even know who started. I just learned who Edison Chen is from Clock. I don't give a shit about any of that shit. All right, look. It's foolishness. Now, I know you already talked about it a little bit, Kev, but seeing the picture with quote-unquote resellers, influencers, people that are really high known in sneakers, did that bother you at all?
I mean, it's hard to say. I mean, we can be bothered by anything, but at the end of the day, what someone else does doesn't bother me. Now, like if I ever have to support something, then I remember that. I recall that. I bring that back because that's something I'm like, all right, well, you were cool with that. I'm not going to put any money in your pocket. So I'm not going to go out of my way to interact with someone like that. Because, I mean, I think it's wild. But, I mean, at the end of the day, man, I mean, people are going to do whatever they're going to do. We can have an opinion on everybody that's on social media. And, I mean, that would take up all your time. So, I mean, it's tough. But I mean, for me, let me just tell you the basics, behind how I feel about Trump. I feel like Trump, I look at Trump like he's the Steelers, where I don't like the Steelers. I'm a Ravens fan, so they're my rival. But I really dislike the Steelers fans and a certain core group of Steelers fans. I just don't feel are good. I don't like them. That's how I feel about Trump. It's more about the energy that he puts out there and the people that he brings to an event that's supposed to be for us.
Right.
And SneakerCon knows that they bring that in there. I'm surprised that there weren't any altercations because you got that really far right, and then you got some people that are probably pretty far left over there too. I mean, you get someone that says the wrong thing thinking that they're comfortable because Trump is there, and you can't say that. You can't drop N-bombs at SneakerCon.
I think there are way more super right-wing sneaker people, and I told Greg this a long time ago. There are more people who are super right-wing in sneakers than people realize. And,
yeah, for sure.
And so this is the same thing that Trump's whole thing did 4 years ago. He's an enabler of these bad takes. So like what you're saying, it wouldn't surprise me if something did happen. Now I haven't heard about it. I know I've seen some videos or people like screaming back and forth or whatever. But I'm sure an audience went there that typically doesn't go there.
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, they did.
And
some did.
And some of the people that were in the mentions of Greg's tweet weren't just Trump bots or whatever. It was people in actual like sneakers in their tagline or whatever. And I know this from, like COVID or pre-COVID or whatever, seeing some of the opinions about reselling and people flipping, what was this med supplies called back then? What do we call those? Like
toilet tissue and stuff?
No, yeah, but what they used the what do people call like hand sanitizer and masks and stuff? They called it the we had like an acronym for it. You know what I'm talking about? Like medical supply, whatever.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I can't remember what the acronym was, but people back then were talking about like, oh, it's shady to go from flipping sneakers to flipping that, and then you saw these like, the far right wing people were like, oh, it's capitalism. He's just trying to make his money. So like, that stuff's always been in sneakers, and I think it always is going to be in sneakers, and it ain't worth going back and forth. Now, did I send some tweets that I thought were pretty funny at some people? Yeah, like somebody said something, and I went and looked at his account, and his entire Twitter account was retweets trying to win free free drawings. So I said to him, it's amazing you can reply to tweets in between all these retweets of free drawings you're doing. He didn't respond, obviously, but those are the type of people that are trying to engage on that post. Y'all have nothing good to say, bro. Like, you can believe whatever you want to believe. Knock yourself out being a Trumpite, following Trump or whatever. But if you don't have anything positive to say in general about what's going on, and your whole persona is just carrying water for him, you're not bringing nothing positive to any conversation. So why would I engage with you? It doesn't make any sense.
So, and here's the thing about that, right? I'm not shocked that there wasn't any altercations or anything like that there, because I would probably say the wider demographic of people in there probably are only old enough, have only voted for maybe one or two presidents. Like the age gap that's in there, and let's just use a Trump rally, for example. The age gap of a SneakerCon and Trump rally are like, the gap is so wide. So for any individual who specifically came there for that, they're probably, I would consider, on the older side. And when I say older side, I mean probably late 30s, 40s. Like, SneakerCon is not full of late 30s and 40-year-olds, okay? Right. So the ones that are there specifically for that versus the ones that are there, see, that's the thing. And I look at people, I'm talking probably, I'll go 25 and lower, right? They look at that as a moment. They got their cell phones out. They could care less about voting. They could care less about Trump. They want to be a part of something that may be considered important. Have your cell phone out. I was there.
Well, people want to go viral.
That's the biggest thing that matters to them. I was there. I saw it. I was there. I saw it. I was there. I had my phone. Look at this video. That's what they care about. So their opinions on a lot of things don't matter to me. You'll see the way social media works these days, you'll see a lot of these young cats, they got no problem doing like suspect things in videos just for a quick laugh. Oh, yeah. You know what I mean? They got no problem saying some outlandish jokes and stuff like that for a quick laugh. They don't mean it or not. They just, whatever it takes to get that initial reaction, that's all they care about. That's all that was for them. Now, for the people that are taking pictures, look, I gave 2J Kicks Man from Urban Necessities the hardest time of it, because I don't know everybody up there. He's 40-something years old. He's 44 years old, okay? Now, I don't know if all of them on stage, because he's had ties to SneakerCon for a really, really long time, they may pay him for all I know. It may have been a, hey, could you guys do this as part of the SneakerCon crew, family, whatever. I don't know. But he's been and I'll say allegedly, he's been allegedly a scammer and things like that for a really long time, okay? Now, this ain't got nothing to do with Kev now. This is Greg talking,
I didn't say it.
And this ain't got nothing to do with George either. George knows, okay? Am I lying, George, or am I not?
No.
Okay. Now, allegedly.
Well, no. Let me
I've seen stuff.
Let me just say.
Let
me say what's not allegedly.
His life story.
No, well, so I'll let you talk about that.
I'm not going to talk about it.
Okay. Well, anyways, I'm going to say what's a fact. We've had discussions with him on social media. He responded and then deleted everything he said. Like, fam, if you that type of person, I don't got time for you, bro. You're a weirdo. You're a loser and a weirdo. I don't care if all these people put you on a pedestal because you got stores in Saudi Arabia and whatever. You are not a grown man to me. You try to have a conversation where you were saying snide remarks and then thought we wouldn't confront you. No, my man, we will confront you. I don't care who you are. I confronted you and you deleted all your posts. Shook, period.
And now look.
That's facts.
None of this that I'm saying or that we're saying has anything to do with that. But I made the post that I made, call him a fraud, whatever. Look, we know people that know him personally. I was reached out long time ago by people in Hawaii who know him and was like, he's a liar. He was never homeless. He was never. God bless him, allegedly. All right, that's how I'll put it. God bless him.
And he's told that story on a lot of big platforms.
A trillion
he said on our show
on
too.
a lot of big platforms.
A trillion times, and there is plenty of more. People have reached out to me a ton of times. We know people personally right now. We could text and say,
I don't think he's in business with his business partner no more because of that, right?
Whatever.
The man who supposedly gave him the money to start the business?
I know people that have consigned that still haven't gotten paid from him because he still pays out in paper checks, all right? You're a business that big and you're sending out checks, and what he does is, this is what I've been told allegedly, is that, the checks got lost. We'll get it to you, because he has to make the money to give the money. Yeah, he's paying you like it comes in. It's like a loan, like a 0% interest loan type thing. Like it's a weird thing. Hey, that's all I'm gonna say about him. So I don't care for him. Me and him originally got into it on social media because he had made all these reels and these posts, taking polls. He's out buying like these $40,000 watches, and he's like, IG fam, I need your help. Which one do I buy? And I said, look, buddy, don't be gross, okay? Buy your watch and shut up. Like, you're selling sneakers at a hiked up rate, and then you on here asking us middle class poor people which $40,000 you should watch. Shut up.
He did it with that Supreme picture too.
He did it with everything.
Right, but
he did it with a Louis Vuitton surfboard. He did it with a ton of stuff.
The whole Supreme Louis Vuitton collection in his living room.
I don't got time for stuff like that. So to see now, here's the thing. When Kobe died, it was either when Kobe died or when Virgil died. He got on social media and I think it was him. I could be wrong or right, but I'm 99% sure it was him. Yo, we're no longer selling Kobe's. We're not taking any Kobe's because it was disrespectful. He died. You shouldn't be reselling. Okay, but you on stage holding an actual piece of trash, and your excuse is that it's worth money and that it's limited. Let me tell you something. Do I find it a little distasteful to now sell your Kobe's for a little bit? A tiny bit. But let me tell you something. When you're somebody who's established and built a legacy, it's like buying a Picasso. Like this is a Kobe now. Sorry. It's the game is the game. It is what it is. You gonna tell me that this Picasso was the greatest thing ever? You gonna tell me this is one of the greatest athletes, hardest workers of all time, and hey, it was 200, but I want 400? I understand that. So you can't get on social media talking about what you ain't gonna do because something ain't right, but then you're gonna get up there as a Puerto Rican, okay, sitting there talking about these are worth this money and this is whatever. I ain't with it. And that's the excuse of these cats. Yo, he's a sneaker person. He's into sneakers. That's all he cares about is money. Cool, I get it. Now, he's built his empire and stuff. I respect. Good job for you. If you could build that off of allegedly a lie of a life and all that stuff, you knock yourself out. But you as a 40, he may be 45 years old, sitting on that stage with actual children, booming kicks maybe 20 years old. I don't know how old that nerd is, all right? So he doesn't count. He's been old enough to vote twice, okay? And I'm willing to bet he ain't never voted either one of those times. I'm willing to bet that, okay? I don't know any of them other nerds on there. DJ Man that always got the weird thumbnails on social media that Tony D said it wasn't him. I don't know him.
On, what was it, TikTok.
I don't know him either. God bless. He's probably 30 years old. He look old, but I think he's young. Whatever. If you are the person that you say you are and how you act like you are, you got no business up there. Now, hey, maybe SneakerCon made him. I don't know. That's what I'll leave it at that. Now, the shoe. Buckeye, the shoe. Do you give anybody leeway? First of all, how do you feel about him going there to sell a shoe?
I mean, if you were going to sell a shoe, I mean, I guess that's where you would go outside of, like you said, Complex Con. I just think that the look of all the shoes are just so bad that I can't believe someone said, hey, I think they're going to like this, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, he just threw something out there that it could have been at Walmart and I think Meek said something about, he said Puma tried to give him that shoe. So that made me kind of think, is Puma behind the shoe?
Wait, who said that? Meek Mill?
Meek Mill said that Puma tried to give him that same shoe.
Now, hold on now. Meek Mill is kind of slow. So he,
so I mean,
he a little touched.
I don't know, no Meek, but I think he tweeted it the day that it came out, and he said, I just had to do what I had to do. But I just think that, I mean, I want to talk about JC just a little bit because, I mean, I've met JC a couple times. I've talked to him a couple times.
He's been on this.
He's always been nice to me.
He's been on this show twice, and he was perfectly fine. He was just fine on this show.
But I get what you're saying, and it makes sense to me. You know, if things happen that way, I mean, it did hurt me more than anybody that he was in the picture because I felt like I knew him. You know what I'm saying?
That's the only person that mattered in that picture.
But I was like, bro, what's going on? And like I said, I just don't know what the circumstances were for him to get in that picture. I just know for myself that if I was given that opportunity, I would have declined it. And I probably would have thought about not going to SneakerCon once I heard that he was coming, to be honest with you.
Now, does this affect you going to SneakerCon in the future?
Yeah.
Really? Good. I mean, I'm fine with it. I wouldn't have thought anything if people said they're still going to go or not. It doesn't. It doesn't.
But listen, before you go, the one thing I want to say is money changes people. Number one, and I'm not breaking news. That's obvious.
No, you're right.
So him being in that picture doesn't surprise me whatsoever because he's shown his entire persona is about the money.
Yeah, I'm not mad at it.
I'm talking about Beard Man.
Yes.
So I am not surprised by that 100%. Same thing, I'm not surprised with Trump. His team saw that as an opportunity to go get different voters or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, but
what?
Anyways.
No, say it.
No. Because I worked in D.C. for that period of time. Look, I am not trying to up Trump in any way. But I saw that situation and I said to myself, I could have made that situation matter. I could have made that situation work. His team or whomever didn't make it work. It looked ridiculous. He didn't do anything there to gain votes. If anybody there goes and go like, man, he came to SneakerCon, I'm voting for him, their right to vote should be revoked. Okay. It could have been a real push to actually get votes by going there and show. SneakerCon is legit a conference full of LLCs and small businesses. That's literally what it is. Yeah. There is the amount of businesses that are in that building versus individuals just selling their own sneaker collection is stupid lopsided. Every table is a business. Every clothing brand is a business. Everybody's selling art, selling candy, selling pictures, backpacks. Everything is a legitimate business that pays taxes. All of them paid money to be in there. If I am a presidential candidate, I am walking the floor with the people, talking about small businesses, talking about what the country's going to do, talk about taxes. Even if I was Trump's in his ear, hey, Trump, go to this table, pick up a sneaker, and just ask questions about it. You can make that situation not be so goofy. There was zero reason, just like, I don't know if Kev said it or you said it, you could have put those shoes in Walmart. They would have sold out instantly. Them shoes didn't need a SneakerCon. Like, it wasn't like, man, how are we going to push these Trumps? You don't have to push a Trump sneaker. Trump made over $1 million, maybe $1 million+ selling baseball cards or NFTs of him dressed like an astronaut, dressed like. You put those Trump 11s or whatever they are, them Trump golds, in a Walmart for $100 flying off the shelves.
There was a lot of funny memes about those, by the way, like January 6th, the
flying off the shelf. So they weren't sitting there. Trump them weren't sitting there like, God,
man, listen,
how do I get rid of these?
Hold on a second. Before you even go there, no. If you're that's not what I was saying about SneakerCon. You're not responding to that, right? Because SneakerCon doesn't have anything to do with him selling shoes. It just had to do with
they had to know. Because he had a whole
No. You misunderstand what I'm saying. SneakerCon didn't have anything to do with his team in the back is not telling Trump like, hey, let's go sell your shoes here. No, it was like you said, they would sell anywhere. He's taking him there to meet actual humans who can add to his vote count. That's what he needs to beat Biden or whoever in the next election. He needs a younger audience. He can win without the younger audience.
That may have been the reason why he went, but that isn't the outcome that took place.
I understand that, but I was talking about the reason why he went there. There's no other reason for him to go.
Yeah, it wasn't to sell shoes.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, okay.
He's trying to he's hoping by showing a shoe he can connect to a younger audience that actually votes. the only thing Trump cares about is people who vote for him. That's it. He don't care about nothing else. That's the only way he can get back into office and get the power that he felt.
Yeah, that's my point I'm trying to make. As a person who has been there and has walked with political candidates who have written speeches for people who have participated in stuff like that, that is not how you do it. Like that was the dumbest thing I have ever seen, and I feel like it hurt Trump more than anything. You look goofy. Like a presidential candidate in there selling sneakers?
I disagree.
What are we talking about?
I disagree because in the lead up to the last election, he did everything that every candidate has ever done in the past who immediately lost and still won. So for him, it's like we talked about it before. Teflon Don, like he literally is a Teflon person.
No, and that's fine. But in that environment, if you really want to go in there and get that young vote, get that black vote, get that minority vote, whatever you're looking for going there, you have to actually provide something. That sneaker and that little spiel of this is amazing, this is crazy, I don't understand this, I don't know what's going on. That ain't it. It don't do nothing. You become a
I'm sure you're right
fool.
about that, but going in, but that's Trump. Like it's not like he was going to be super prepared going there to do something.
No, that's
him.
why I said I'm talking about to his team. That was stupid.
No, but but the team probably came up with some great idea that he didn't execute. It's always like that. The person who has to execute is the end point.
Maybe.
He's always been like that. They give him a plan. Listen, you worked with some of them. We know how smart these people who work behind the politicians are. They're the ones coming up with all the ideas. The politician is just the one who's the mouthpiece at the end of the day, who might be charismatic or whatever. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, so
Trump
that's
only
fine with
cares
that.
about himself being in power. He don't care about none of the actual ideas. He's just saying what people tell him to say. Most politicians are like that.
Well, Trump is he's more of a impression type person. He's not a transactional person. So what you're saying is that, you know, if he was a transactional person, he's going in there, he's actually trying to sell. He's trying to, hey, I want to do this, I want to interact. He's an impression person. Hey, I'm here.
That makes
Buy
sense.
this. Vote for me. You saw me here. You're going to vote for me, right? And that's it. There's no content. And the people that are already crazy about him, they're just like, oh, yeah, you know, and they're all excited. But, I mean, he's not winning anybody that's on the fence, I don't think, by doing this.
Yeah, I mean, I would. So, unless you're talking about someone who's like turning 18 this year and they get to vote for the first time, I would imagine a high percentage of people already know what they're going to do. Like, that's why I always laugh when there's a political debate or something and they have like 100% of the audience is undecided. Fam, how are you undecided? Like, unless the two candidates you're deciding from agree on everything except one thing, like, how do you not know who you're voting for? And that's another thing that shows, like, how stupid the American public really is, that they don't go and read how these politicians vote. They don't go and read what their voting record is or what they did before they were in Congress or wherever they are. You can go read about their voting record at the local election level when they were a local politician. You should know exactly what the person you're voting for believes in if you plan to vote. Now, Greg don't plan to vote. I don't know if you plan to vote at least on propositions and stuff.
And what?
Like propositions and stuff.
Maybe.
Okay. Because that actually affects us locally. That's different.
Maybe.
So I understand. And by the way, I understand why Greg is the way he is in terms of not voting for that. I don't know whether it's president or all the systems or whatever, because clearly we know two-party system is as bogus as it gets. Now, the one thing that I wanted to say that I didn't say before is people are reselling those shoes on eBay. Like the first day was like $1,500. I've seen $5,000 sales. I don't know if any of those were paid for. I have an eBay store because I do the card thing. I can go on Terapeak and look if any of those things were actually sold. I have not done that yet. But if people are paying $5,000 for those shoes, number one, you're insane. And number two, the person who sold that shoe, if you told me there was one businessman in the United States of America who was potentially not going to deliver on what they're doing, it's Donald Trump. I am not convinced that those pre-sales are going to actually make it into the hands of the... So you're taking a chance by pre-selling, regardless of what price you get. Someone bought 100 pairs and pre-sold them all for $5,000, and they're probably like this, Birdman, hand rub, ooh-wee. Fam, I'm going to laugh when you don't get none of them shoes because you deserve to get none of them shoes.
Or they ship them to you like 5 years from now.
Yeah. I mean, that's look. The shoe is nonsense. The shoe is a fake ploy. It's like something to get into the door, like, you know. And like I said, I expect more out of a lot of people. I I'm not mad at SneakerCon because I'll be honest with you. I don't think they knew what they were getting themselves into. I don't know how it came about. I think they thought, wow, Trump wants to come. I don't think they expected a full-blown stage and selling some wax sneakers. If they did, stupid them. But
I think they had to have some kind of knowledge because you have to
they had
put
that
together
stage.
the logistics in order to make that happen. So they knew. I mean, I don't know. It just kind of hurt them. Like, man, like, I mean, I know Alan and all the, the guys that run it. And like I said, I mean, it's going to make me think about going in the future. Will I never go? I don't know. But like right now, just like, it's just, it's tough to believe that you would invite that element in,
Who is the Allen guy? Does anyone know his name? Or is he the old man Allen on Twitter? Or there's like a couple.
No.
There's like a couple sneaker accounts on Twitter with the person's name is Allen.
I don't.
There's like old man Allen who buys like a lot. He's always been like buying a lot of runners and stuff like that.
All I got is his email. Like from me and him, our communication. His name is Allen. I don't know. He's a nerd with glasses, white, reddish, look like a ginger kind of. I don't know. Like I don't know. He's whatever.
Yeah, there's two. I forget what the other one's name. One was on our show.
Marcus or Maurice or something. And Trump said it when he came out there. Thank you, Alan. Thank you, Marcus, for inviting me. Whatever he said. Look, man, I don't want to give this that much more energy. I know we got a couple other things that we wanted to touch on before we get out of here. But like, look, will it affect me going to SneakerCon or not? No. Will it affect me? So I don't buy from 2J Kicks and I don't buy from Booming Kicks.
Oh, that's another. Yeah, that's another thing. Them cats was in dimensions like y'all say all this, but you go right back and buy from UN. I've never bought one single thing from that store. Him, whatever. Even before we had him on the show, and after when I learned all the stuff. And like I said, what I said earlier was not speculation. If you're a grown man and you want to talk to another grown man you've had a conversation with in the past and been on his show, you could DM me, you could text me, you could whatever. You ain't got to be saying crazy stuff on the social media, and then when I respond, you think I'm not going to respond, you delete all your stuff. Nah, buddy.
Weird person. It ain't gonna hold any bearing to me. I'll be interested to see what it does for SneakerCon. I don't think it'll hurt SneakerCon. Sneakerheads are their attention and their memory only lasts so long. Like
it's financial. It's financial based.
It only lasts for so well. It's financial. Well, you talking about it's financial on the sneakerhead part or financial on SneakerCon?
Yeah, I mean, once the finances get back to, hey, I can make a couple dollars, then that high and mighty kind of fades away, and it's not as bad. I mean, that's the same thing with Kanye too. I mean, like I know that when Kanye started talking wild, I was like, yo, I'm not wearing my Yeezys no more. I moved them. I wasn't about to burn them or throw them away. I mean, I already paid money for them, but I was like, man, I can't support that. But then I'm like, man, I'm sitting around listening to the music again. Well, I'm listening to it.
And see, now for me, using Kanye as an example, I literally sold every Kanye I had. I got rid of every single one I owned. I wasn't rocking them anymore, and it wasn't as hard as I thought it was. Now, as time has gone by, and you know what? I'm like, what am I doing? Like, what am I doing? And I got some Yeezys back and things like that. I could sit there and sit on that horse all I want. But guess what? I don't know who makes my underwear, and I don't know what they be saying on the weekend. I don't know, man. Now, does it make a difference that like somebody like him keeps saying? See, Kanye has just disappointed me at many times as a fan of his and as a black man and things like he just disappointed me. But like he don't mean nothing to me to where I'm like, them joints is fire. Them joints is fire. Like, what do you want from me?
Right.
Like, and the music, I didn't listen to any music of his because I just couldn't because I just thought he was just such a clown. It was more or less too with the Trump stuff when he was really supporting Trump and all that. But whatever, man. I hated how he did that.
Yeah, that too.
But look, man. God bless anybody who wants to do whatever you want to do, all right? But you can't hold certain standards on certain things and not hold it on everything. If you're that type of person that you swear to God you stand 10 toes down on everything, then stand 10 toes down on every single thing. But don't, sneakerheads, look at this. I'll tell you, Buckeye, as soon as that joint come to their city, they in the building. It don't matter. I'm not even the ones that are like, yo, Greg, yeah, whatever, I'm never going again, buddy. You ain't gotta say all that. Like, if you go again, it don't mean nothing. Like,
I mean, it's a knee jerk reaction, and then after a while, once it's not as sore, then it's just like, all right, maybe I'll go. You know, and I mean, and I'm a hypocrite. So, like, my initial feelings are like, boom, throw the kitchen sink at it. Like, I react quickly,
right?
And then when I get time to think about it and process it, and legitimize it. I mean, that's with shoes. I mean, when you buy a bunch of shoes, you got to legitimize it. I mean, we have that built in us. So when things like this happen, we rationalize, or we put it to the side and we don't worry about it anymore. Because I mean, I'm not going to spend any more time thinking about what content creators are supporting this person or that person and getting into verbal debates with someone that's sitting in the basement of their mom's house.
Right.
That don't have anything to think about, but if the pizza rolls are going to be hot enough for them, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I can't put that much time into stuff. I got kids, I got a wife,
Right.
and
Look,
I got to work.
God bless them, man. So, anyways, y'all feel however you want to feel about this. And like I said, this happened over the weekend. I done kind of cooled down. How I was super stupid heated all weekend. And I was like, by Tuesday, come the podcast, man, I don't even care, man. Look,
Yep.
all of them are weirdos. I'm going to do it. Let me tell you something. If you're an American citizen, let me end this with this. If you're an American citizen, you have the right to vote. That's it. You don't get any extra credit. After you go vote for your candidate, there's no need to go outside yelling at anybody else or arguing with somebody else. You did your part as an American citizen. I see people here in the state of Arizona standing on the corner still. Trump won. Buddy, it's over. When the next time it comes around, place your vote and go home to your wife or your grandkids or your kids and go be a better person. It's over.
Right.
You're an American citizen. You have one duty that you can do to support this person, and that's go color in that bubble, put it in that stupid machine, and go home. You don't need a bumper sticker. You don't need a T-shirt. You don't need nothing. None of that. Cat still got Bush, Ross Perot stickers and stuff on there. Get over it. It's over.
Oversized flag.
I'm like, y'all already making
That's a pick up with the
stupid.
Well, okay, so take a step back, because I always say this stuff when I talk to people, and I think for the most part people are too nice, because I'll say something like, humans are just like I don't want to know if I want to rope all humans in, but Americans are just irrational. Like, you want it your way, and maybe that's how you grew up and you don't understand it any other way. So you don't have the ability to put yourself in someone else's shoes, number one, or number two, think any other way except the way you're used to thinking. So the people that put bumper stickers on their stuff and like years later still flying a Trump flag or whatever, and this goes for all people. I'm not only talking about people on the right. I'm talking about everybody. And that's how I've always been on this show. If you've listened to this show long enough, you will know where my social political beliefs lie. And you guys know what I mean when I say social political beliefs.
Right.
It doesn't matter to the audience, to whoever, and I don't care enough to tell people what I believe, because who cares? But the fact that some of y'all take that shit so far where like Greg said, years later, still don't have the ability to reflect on what happened, look at your own behavior, look at this, look at that, look how someone else's standards are, is insane. You people out there are insane. Every single one of you people on social media who responded to Greg's thing with some kind of derogatory remark or whatever are insane losers. I don't care how much money you have, because the amount of money you have is not a sign of being a winner. And all these cats who carry water for all these people who have money, despite owing every single, you might have more, your balance sheet is in the red, if you know what I mean. But cats think you're rich. F you, you're a loser. Suck my dick. End of story.
Anyways, let's talk Adidas basketball. So, social media this weekend, I've seen a lot of people, obviously Adidas showed the new Dame Lillards, they showed the new Donovan Mitchells, and obviously the Hardens, and, the Ant-Man's All-Star sneakers seem to be like the sneaker of the weekend. Seen a lot of people on social media saying that Adidas is, as of right now, killing Nike in the basketball genre. Buckeye, You are a avid buyer of sneakers. You are an avid wearer of LeBrons and sneakers and stuff like that. What's your take?
I mean, I'm gonna stay true to me. I mean, the Adidas they did have a nice offering, but when I saw the LeBron prime time, I was like, okay,
Really?
all right. Why don't they do this? I love them. I don't know why don't they continue to do that anymore? I mean, bring out. You got the new technology with the old school look, and I think it captured it well. So I thought that was my favorite shoe. Then I'd say the Ant-Man probably be the next one. But I think the Ant-Man they all look like derivatives of something that Yeezy might have created. Like all the Adidas, like they had that same vibe. So I don't know if that's a Yeezy thing, because I mean, even the Fear of God, I mean, they have a definite, like, oh, yeah, you could put Yeezy on this. It could be a Yeezy. So I mean, I like what Adidas had, and I like them better than the other Nikes outside of LeBron's. But yeah, I mean, I'm a Nike guy, man. It's tough to.
You know, for me, and here's the thing. Like, I seen like people saying that on social media, and I just had retweeted that like they're trying. Like, that's all you could really appreciate from a brand that is more steeped in the soccer. You know what I mean? Adidas basketball, obviously we had some Kobe's here and there, like a couple, one or two out of the Adidas Kobe line. And that was a few of the classic ones back in the day when we were younger, where we used to give other brands more of a shot because we hadn't developed that brand loyalty just yet. We knew we probably liked Nike and Jordan a lot, but like we had no problems back in the day going to get some Sean Kemp, some Reebok, some Adidas, some Iversons. Like, it was no big deal. The one thing that I will say is that, like, I've always said this about Adidas lately, is that like they always do their homework, they study, and then somehow always get like a C on the test. It's like, man, you were this close, like you're right there. You know, the problem is that like that I think with all the brands across the board is that I feel like a lot of them, I feel like Adidas has had better luck selecting their signature sneaker athletes lately. And now LeBron, legend, KD, legend, but they're at the end of their careers, winding down. And then you have now you got John Morant, and you got Booker, and you dropped Paul George's signature sneaker. You got rid of that. So like their signature people are either on their way out, or they're individuals like a John Morant who can't stay healthy and keeps doing questionable stuff on social media. And then Booker, who isn't really liked, I will say, by a lot of people. Arizona loves him to death, but I feel like a lot more people outside of Arizona don't like Booker. Like, they don't like him, his demeanor on the court. He does have a certain demeanor to him on the court, and he doesn't have that much of a large personality. Like, Ja's personality is gigantic, and he can't stay healthy, and he keeps doing dumb stuff. Booker's a high scorer, more of a winner on a bigger market with the Phoenix, and he's just Booker. Like, you know what I mean? Adidas got Trae Young, and this is Adidas' problem. They got Trae Young, they got Ant-Man, they got Donovan Mitchell, they got Damian Lillard, and they got James Harden. James Harden is the one who's no longer an all-star, and he's on his way out of the league. Those other four are all small markets, and all of them are star players, though. But we're talking about Cleveland Cavaliers with Donovan Mitchell. We're talking about Minnesota Timberwolves with Ant-Man. We're talking about Trae Young in Atlanta. And we're talking about, what was the other one? Damian Lillard now is in Milwaukee. Oh, Giannis is with Nike as well.
He's with them,
you know what I mean? Jordan Brand has Luka, Zion, Jason Tatum. There's somebody else. Zion, Luka, Jason Tatum.
This is Jordan?
Yeah, Jordan Brand signature sneakers. Westbrook. So they got four right now. They got four. Yeah, and Westbrook is no longer an all-star. He's on his way out. Jason Tatum is sort of like Devin Booker, but he's liked a little bit more.
Wait, what?
Jason Tatum's low-key personality, he's like Devin Booker, but I think he's liked a little bit more than Devin Booker.
But like around the league or in the city? Or
I think probably by the general public. He doesn't have the same demeanor as Booker on the court. Social media be killing Booker.
I would say, like, being in Ohio, you probably rather see Jason Tatum over Booker.
Really? Okay.
Just from here.
And then you got
but it's
like
not far off. So
is that like going back to like a college thing? Because I kind of feel like he wasn't like that much at Kentucky.
No, it's his demeanor on the court, like
because
always
they've lost
talking
recently
junk,
or something?
always talking junk, always whining, always stuff, and hasn't really accomplished
I didn't know
much.
he was doing that.
Yeah, he does that a lot on the
I
court.
thought Tatum was the one always talking to the refs.
He does that a lot. That's why they always kill him when Luka be killing him. That's why they kill him.
Yeah. I know that, but that's not.
It's because Book be talking wild.
But that's not dislike. That's just like you got to back it up. If you talking to Luka and he's smashing you every time, pause. So.
Yeah, but and then you got like Zion with Jordan Brand. We just talked about Zion. Zion is as healthy as he's been probably his whole entire NBA career. And as electric as he is and as hyped as he is, he can't even get voted in by the fans. Like, you know what I mean? Which is crazy.
Yeah.
Because the fans will vote you in if you could do some spectacular things that they may want to see, which is wild. So I do feel Adidas basketball is headed in a right direction. The problem is that people that are saying this is, did you go buy them? Like, did you actually go buy them? We're okay with the Ant-Mans. I like them. I would never in a million years pay full price for any of these. I wouldn't.
No.
Like, now
I mean, I honestly feel like you got to be hooping to get them though. Like, I mean, like just like the GT. I mean, in order for me to wear them, I was like, I got to justify it by saying I'm going to hoop, and I'm not going to just walk around pounding them.
Right. Like, now if I still played basketball on a league or a team or regularly at the gym, I would strongly and probably buy a Adidas basketball sneaker over a Nike one. I probably would. Like, I would probably buy a Harden, or I'd probably give
but you've
those
been
a
hating
shot.
on Kobe's lately, so that makes sense. Because if you hating on Kobe's, you're not gonna want any of the other stuff.
I don't hate on Kobe's.
You've been hating on Kobe's
No.
lately.
No. I have been hating.
Fam.
No. Don't do that. Like, you love doing that. Don't do that.
I do it for a reason because you've been hating.
I don't hate on Kobe's. I hate how Nike is handling Kobe's right now.
Well, yeah, we all
That's
do
one.
that.
That's one. Two.
You said some stuff
Hold
about
on.
Kobe's.
Two. I said that I feel that Kobe's as a line has always been overrated because there's like no. Because here's the thing.
Buckeye, come on.
Hold on. Listen to him. What'd you say, Buck?
I'll agree. Like, I think that his line has been overrated.
That's fine,
there's
but
certain ones that I like.
Okay, that's fine.
Revere.
But if for someone who disagrees, if I call it as hate, that's fair, right?
No.
Yeah, I mean, if
See?
you disagree,
He knows what I'm saying.
No.
He knows exactly what I'm saying.
It's not hate if I have a point.
Damn.
And my point is valid.
You believe you have a point, though. People who love Kobe's don't think you have a point.
Hold on. Kobe's line is like the Grinch is probably considered a top 5, top 3 basketball sneaker, if not sneaker of all time. Just like one or two Kobe's will make you think 1 through 11 is the greatest. They're fire. They're not.
Right.
They're not. They're not. They're great shoes. I like a couple here and there. We like a couple here and there. If you really liked a Kobe model, you bought tons of that one colorway. I didn't have tons of 6s. I didn't have tons of 4s. I didn't have tons of 1s, tons of 2s. I had a good amount of 5s. I had a few 6s. I had a stupid large amount of 8s. That was it. Anything after that, I had maybe 1, if that. And that's what goes back to All-Star sneakers, which I said was that, like, when people did still buy basketball sneakers, how the brands have abandoned that All-Star attention. Man, sometimes the All-Star sneaker would be the only one that I would buy that year from that athlete.
Right.
I may not have bought a KD all year. I haven't bought or even thought about buying a KD all year, but I tried for that Galaxy this weekend. I tried for that. And look, the one thing I do like about the Adidas basketball line is that it's very identifiable on the court. Buck, you in your 40s, right?
Yep.
He in his 40s, George in his 40s, I'm in my 40s. That was the one thing that growing up in the 90s and 80s and stuff like that about being on the basketball court is when you looked on the court and you watched actual basketball and you said, yo, what are those? What is that? Patent leather? What are those? Like, you were trying to see what they are. When I look at a game with the Adidas signature athlete, those Hardens, whether you like the new Harden or not, when you watch them play, you're like, yo, what is that? You're interested in it. Ant-Man.
Well, they did a better job with this one than the ones in the past.
But Nike lately.
Oh, yeah. The ones look like, what's it called? Grubhub bags. The ones last year.
Yeah. And see, that's the thing with Nike. The only ones that I can identify on the basketball court now are Kobe's. Everybody's wearing Kobe 6s, Kobe. That's all I can identify. I couldn't tell you what any other person's wearing Nike out there is wearing. I couldn't tell you. I have no desire to check for a Giannis. A KD is a KD. Most of these Nike basketball sneakers would still be top tier if they didn't come out with so many colorways. If a LeBron came out, that LeBron 21 or 21 right now is very underrated. It's a very underrated sneaker. The problem is that once you get past 4, 5, 6 colors, you start to think differently about the model. Happens every single year. Penny 1s and Penny 2s are two of the greatest sneakers all time. There are so many colorways in them that when I look at a Penny 1 and Penny 2, I go, I don't know about them now. They kind of suck. And that's a fact. That's facts.
Yeah. I mean, the pennies, though, what they do is, like I said, they only release like a couple of the good color, and then they shove the other ones down your throat.
Exactly.
The only reason, now listen, Kobe's has plenty of bad colorways. That's undisputed. You can't argue that all the colorways are good. And that's even on the top models. This is the problem. The penny lines, he only had, 6 shoes? So, I mean, the percentage of misses is higher when you, net it out. Kobe's almost every single one was a home run. You know what I mean? So,
No.
Yeah. The percentage is way higher.
4, 5, 6, and 8. Those are home runs.
No, 10 is fire, 11 is fire, 12. You go through.
You said home runs. Now, those may have gotten to second base.
You bought one. That makes it fire.
No. I bought one because it was the All-Star sneaker release.
Whatever.
That's what. It's the only one I got.
Don't do that.
All right. Look, I appreciate the effort in Adidas. I think they're very, very smart. I think they're on to something. It just may be too late. If I don't go to the gym, if I don't go to the local gym, or like you said, your daughter plays basketball, when you take your daughter to go play games or go to practice and stuff like that, and kids her age and the parents aren't buying them those Adidas, that's the problem. When you go pick your kids up from school, when I go pick my kids up from school, and I don't see nobody walking around in no Ant-Mans, that's a problem. I took my kids to school, everybody had on Concord 11s. Everybody had on Jordan 3s. Everybody had on Bred 4s. I didn't see nobody coming out in the new Dame Lillards. I didn't see, even though they're cool looking, I didn't see nobody coming out in them. That's the thing. When I take my son to go play soccer and there's other kids in the vicinity and other kids playing basketball, other kids hanging out, they're wearing Jordans, they're wearing Nikes. They're not wearing Ant-Mans and stuff like that. You could call them fire all you want, but until you put your money where your mouth is, it don't mean nothing. To me. Now.
I agree. I mean, you'll see more Team Jordans than you will Ant-Mans and Hardens and things like that. You'll see as Mike Rich would say, the Jordan nothing
team. And that's a fact. And here's the thing. Those joints cost just as much as Adidas basketball sneakers. You chose that.
The black-white Team 1, Jumpman Team 1 is down to $60-something on Nike. I'm shocked you didn't send me the thing today.
I mean, are you going to buy it?
Probably.
You ain't buying shite.
I mean, I kind of have to now.
Yeah, right.
$60. That's normally the.
Talking about the first one?
Yeah,
the first
the
one.
Jumpman Team 1. I mean, I kind of have to now because
I had those back.
Yeah, I mean that's the one that we always say when it gets to $63.97. I mean that's literally the running joke. So
if shipping's free, then maybe.
All right, it's on Nike.
Okay.
Keep trimming it down.
Yeah, because that matters. When you see that, when I get them notifications from Soul Links, and they be like, "Yo, the so and so $54.99 plus shipping." Oh no, thank you. No, if it said free shipping,
man, that's because cats nowadays that do collabs, they do 25. That's unnecessary.
How do y'all feel about Adidas Fear of God designing the Indiana and the Miami?
Oh, I was hoping you'd put that on there.
Basketball jerseys and stuff. You a Jersey guy.
Boring.
Okay.
I mean, they are boring.
Really?
Yeah, I don't. I mean, that's. But the kids are wearing different stuff now. So they're wearing higher shorts and all that.
Right.
Stuff. I just think that I'm man, where's what team is this? It looks like an AAU team to me.
See, I thought it was actually kind of cool. I thought it were now when you say the word boring, I could see that because they are very plain and sort of straight to the point. But I feel like it mirrors sort of that minimalistic look that a lot of people are going for. I don't understand the allure. Now, I have essentials. I don't understand the allure of essentials. It's literally a hoodie with the word essentials on it.
Right.
There's nothing of it, but that seems to be the thing. You watch a lot of these teenagers, they're minimalist now. They either don't try hard at all to dress. Like, they put on the same sweats that are a little bit baggy, and they'll throw on a hoodie with a thing on it. They don't care. They wear their pajama pants. They don't give a shite about anything like that. Now, here's the thing.
Right.
Indiana and Miami, I don't know anybody who buys college basketball jerseys. I really don't. I look at it as a way to get people to buy a college basketball jersey or something and be a little bit interested in it. The one thing I do love about the NBA, and not the jerseys, because the jerseys for the NBA lately have been awful. But what gets me interested in, like, watching more is I like the courts. I like the new courts lately. Like, sort of how, like, they look really nice. So in order to get people to watch college basketball and be a little bit interested, a new uniform, especially for somewhere like Indiana really needs a hipper look. Like, it really does. I found it funny that Indiana was one of the first schools to get this Fear of God touch, but that's one of the schools that definitely need a shot of cool or something.
They had Nike for a bit there, like a 10-year span or whatever, and they went back to Adidas because I think people complained
history.
Or something. Yeah.
But then, like, Miami has been...
Miami going to Adidas was a mistake.
Well, it was a mistake, but here's the thing. Miami hasn't lived up to Miami in basketball. Well, they've been more better in basketball than they have football lately, but they haven't lived up to who they are. So, them being on Adidas right now is right up their par. Now, nobody has ever taken the cool away from Miami. Miami is still Miami, and it still has a deep-rooted history of just hip-hop, cool, rap. It just has that enrooted in it, so we still think very highly of it. But Miami football and stuff, they suck. And Miami basketball is good enough to make the tournament for the last probably 5-6 years, but we don't expect much. I think the best they've done was Sweet 16 one year or something like that. I think they got pretty far.
Yeah, Larinaga is a solid coach.
They don't got a bad team, but ain't nobody going to Miami for basketball.
I mean, he seems to take teams that are like, they don't have a bunch of 5 stars, but he just ends up getting talent. Like this year, I looked at their roster a couple weeks ago, was doing something. I probably was like on a gambling app or something. They got like 3 guys averaging like 16 to 18 a game. That's a lot for one team. I mean,
they all right. So, but like, Nike, I don't know if Nike would ever let obviously Virgil's gone, but let somebody like that do that to the jerseys. Like, I would love to see somebody put an additional touch. I like the city jerseys.
Maybe it was the way that Homeboy was wearing the jersey in the thing, but they looked way better on the girls than they did on the guy. And I think that's literally like a fit. In my brain, seeing those images, it looked like when that guy did the fit pics of the stuff, and it fit terribly. It looked the exact same way when that cat was trying to wear it. Like, you can, fam, if you want it to look fire, it has to fit right.
I
don't know if it's because
a sample or I don't know what he was wearing.
I mean, it's possible, but it seems like those clothes were made for like a girl shape more, where you got like wider hips, bigger butt or whatever than a guy shape. I don't know. They look better on the girls.
In college football, I would love to see some new jerseys and something that matters a little bit more. We'll use the Buckeyes since we got Kev on here, and we'll use like Michigan. Michigan and Buckeye helmets to me are iconic. But their uniforms suck to me.
Yeah.
The
gray football jersey is fire.
And suck is a strong word. It's just that, like, even a little bit of change to them isn't enough. It's like,
well, for the most part, the most iconic teams of college football all are very plain. I mean, Alabama, USC, Alabama, USC, Ohio State, Michigan, Penn State, like all those teams are just plain.
And traditional is probably
Notre Dame
the best
too.
word.
Same thing.
Traditional is the best word, but it's time for a change. If Fear of God put a touch on a Notre Dame uniform,
I think Notre Dame did have something during the season, but as a USC fan, I don't know, bro. People like try to do those like mock-up jerseys all the time, and I'm like, bro, you ain't wear USC don't need to wear black, bro. It don't look right. I'm sorry. I don't want a black uniform for USC.
Well,
sorry.
Black is the easy way out. That's for like millennials. That's like the easy way out, you know. But I think first of all, USC they don't even put their names on their jerseys.
Yeah.
Like, Alabama don't even put their names on the jerseys. Yeah. Like, they won't even go that far. So I don't ever
got the numbers on the helmet.
Yeah, like right now, NIL is kicking the crap out of a lot of these schools that are trying to stick to tradition. So, you know what I mean? Them changing jerseys and adding a color may put them in a full-blown coma for some of these cats.
His team just went nuts. His team just went nuts in the portal, spending all kinds of money. More power to them.
Yeah, they ain't messing around.
Michigan won.
I like the new uniforms.
Well,
Here,
that was definitely part
it's not received well because you got people who are like, oh, why are they changing it? And then, I think maybe 10 years ago, they took out the gray stripes on the shirt, on the jerseys, and put the black in there. And then people are like, oh, I hate this, and da 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 da. I'm like, man, just change it up. I mean, you can always go back to it, but the gray ones I thought were fire. I went to that Michigan State game when they had them, and I was like, why don't they sell this jersey?
Wait, they don't sell it?
White and they don't sell it. You have to find. Or they have. Let me say this: they have them, but they only have like the replica ones. They don't have the ones that if you're gonna like. 'Cause I like jerseys. If I'm gonna buy a jersey, I'll spend the money on getting one.
Yeah.
But like they just had like the replicas, and I'm like, man, I'm gonna buy one, but I want the one with the stitched on numbers and all that stuff. And I mean, and you know that they're not going to have it for a couple years because they don't really recycle jerseys like that. I mean, if they'll drop the gray one they had last year. They had black a couple years before. Then they'll do different scarlet ones and different white ones. And I'm over the scarlet and gray ones. I mean, let's switch it up, or mix it up, something.
Yeah, I think everybody needs a cool alternative. I think it's time, especially college, to me. So I'm not mad at the Indiana thing. I feel like Adidas is.
Well, so I'll say this. The one thing that I will always disagree with is when old fans try to dictate the way. Now, if you're the one donating $500 million to the program, then
right.
you say whatever you want.
You're wearing Daisy Dukes today.
Yeah, but exactly. But when these old fans complain about traditions and whatnot, I don't care about that because if an 18-year-old, if the only way he's going to go play for your school is if you do this, fam, sign him up. You know what I mean? Like, right. USC fans see Oregon and they don't want to be like Oregon, and I understand because Oregon has 700 uniforms or whatever. But if kids are going to – now we know kids are going to Oregon now because they're getting paid, and they got a good coach. Don't get me wrong. A really good coach. I'm a huge fan. But kids over 18 like Jordans, number one, and they like glitz and glam. It's not that hard to figure out. So when like USC fans complain, like I said, I'm the first person to say I don't want to see black uniforms or whatever. But when they complain about like you said, the names on the back of uniforms are like black socks with the shoes or whatever it is, I'm like, bro, an 18-year-old wants to come do that. That's why they go to Oregon or wherever these other schools that are, Johnny-come-latelys that have 57 uniforms. That's the only reason. Now, NIL has obviously made that different, like I said, with money, but. I mean,
that's how I used to view a lot of that.
Like, who do you think you are?
When they would have signing days and stuff like that, and it'd be like between Alabama and Georgia Tech, and I'm like, okay, and you chose Georgia Tech, like. Now you're probably like, I'd rather be in Georgia and Atlanta, not Alabama, Tuscaloosa. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I can see that, but yeah,
that's
tradition.
the thing. You know what I mean? And plus, like. It's just cooler to be here. You don't care about winning. You don't care about being on TV. Like, Georgia Tech probably comes on TV once every 2 years. Like, you know what I mean? So, it depends. But anyways.
You can see Georgia Tech get beat by a MAC school.
That's a fact.
Yeah, but then they'll turn around and only lose by like 5 to Georgia at the end of the year or something.
Right.
Like, yeah, I mean, those rivalry games are crazy. But anyway.
Anyways, y'all got anything else to talk about before we get out of here? Anything else you wanted to touch on? Anything?
I don't know what you put. I mean, you didn't text me a thing.
That was pretty much it. There was really nothing else. Oh, I did?
Oh,
my bad.
A New Balance man.
Oh, Joe Fresh got dropped by New Balance. I don't know if that means anything to you, Kev.
I mean, so was he going to go to Nike?
I mean...
Well, wait, hold on. Take a step back.
Or are you gonna go to Saucony?
You pretty much only wear Nikes, or are you been in a New Balance space, Asics space, anything?
I'm like 80% Nike, Jordan.
Okay.
But I do dabble in, I'll dabble in other stuff if it looks cool.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm more straight Nike and Jordan and just trying to relive my childhood.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. Joe Freshgood's not.
It was shocking to me. I mean, assuming he's not, because somebody was like, "It's 2 months too early for April Fool's Day." Like, why would everything was a hitter that he did and everything sold out? Like, what?
Well,
got Tony demands.
He says they dropped him. I think that's what it is. I think so. Here's the thing when it comes to like, and we talked about going back to the fear of God designing college basketball jerseys. I remember a long, long time ago in an episode, I said, man, cool. Everybody can't get the off-white ones and off-white whatever, the off-white whatever. But, like, hey, give Virgil a GR and let him put his little twist on a GR that I could go to Foot Locker and say that this is a Virgil designed Air Max 1. Like, you could utilize people in other areas. When you think of Joe Fresh Goods, when you think of Salehi Benberry and them, they come out with these moments. They don't come out with like things. It's like, hey, you're going to drop 3 shoes this year. That's it. And I'm pretty sure for them as designers, they want more. Like freaking J Tips with Saucony's, right? I talked about it. I said, man, Saucony's is doing this right. He's already dropped 3 sneakers. He dropped 3 sneakers in 2023, and he has another getting ready to come out this year. They did it right. You got Joe Fresh Goods, them, they can't seem to do things like that. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, you dropping this on All-Star Weekend, or hey, you'll get these 2 colorways or something like that. So to me, I'm pretty confident he wasn't able to have the creative freedom and do what he wanted and add more to it. And they're like, yeah, sorry, buddy, we're not paying you for that.
I mean, they seem to let ALD man do whatever he wants. Maybe he moves more units or something. I don't know, but
I don't know. I mean, look, I don't know. You'll probably see him with Nike or Saucony, just like Buck said. He'll probably be with Asics or something like it. You never know. These cats go ahead and rotate everywhere around. But I think a lot of times these brands, I think they got their ears to the streets on really that like sneakers just ain't as cracking as they used to be. Like, and I've been on that big. And look, I can't stop buying sneakers. I buy a lot of sneakers, but like I just don't see sneakers reaching that out of control, must need by any means necessary level anymore. I just don't. Everybody keeps saying I had to come back around. I don't. Not saying that it should or I wanted to, but like other interests have like people's interests have peaked in other directions. Like it's a lot of people don't understand. It's a lot of work to be a sneakerhead. You understand?
Oh yeah.
It's a lot of work being a sneakerhead, and a lot of the work isn't necessarily having money to do it. We all go to work, we make money, we make sure we're responsible as responsible as we possibly are. But the amount of sneakers that consume my brain as this knowledge, it's overwhelming sometimes. Going into my closet literally makes me angry. It drives me nuts. If I take out a sneaker, I never put it back in the box. I gotta carve out time in the day to get my closet back in order and stuff like that. We talk about doing a room in the house, but like I don't want that pressure of a room, and I don't want all this stuff. Like I got tons and tons of sneakers. I can't even open the closet door anymore. Like it's uncomfortable for me now. George talks about a box coming to the house. I'm talking about a box comes to the house filled with about 9 pairs of sneakers, and like 6 are mine. And it's too much, and I'm looking for not a out, but something that
transition,
something. I don't know what it is to like calm me down. And partly I'll tell you this, but I think it's sometimes the podcast, which is why I always talk about, hey, I don't know how long this is going to last. I think if the podcast ended, then I would be okay with kind of fading away from sneakers a little bit. Still buy here and there, but like, you know what I mean? It wouldn't be like because you know how many times I say like, oh man, I already got this, I grabbed this. Yeah, I'm good for a minute. Then pics come out. I'm like, oh, shy.
Yeah.
Ooh, like, nah, maybe I just grabbed this one. Ooh, if I see this one, and then I end up walking into a Adidas outlet or a Nike's outlet, and it's like, hey, this joint 45% off today, so that's about $63. Like that ain't that bad. You just find yourself back down a rabbit hole.
I mean, for me, it's a space issue because I mean, like I've got a man cave that got the boxes and all the shoes and all in there, and then if you go down in the basement, like this is the basement here, but like outside there's like a row of shoes out there, and it's just like I don't have the space to expand too much more. And then so what I've been doing on like Saturdays when shoes drop, if it's not something I really want, I won't set an alarm clock and I'll just go do something. And then hopefully it like, the shoes drop at 10, it's 10:08 and I'll go look. And if I still see them on sneakers, I'm like, oh, I don't need these. But if they're not there, then I'm like, well, let me see if I can, and then I probably can't get them. So, I have to trick myself into not buying the stuff that I shouldn't buy. So, it's and then not doing the podcast as much has definitely helped me get away from that because I mean, you get something like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get to show this, but I don't go anywhere. So
that's the thing.
I'm at when I go to work, I can't wear my sneakers. So if I go to the grocery store, that's the time. Grocery store, soccer games, and basketball games
Yeah,
are the only time I get to wear my shoes.
I get envious of like when I look on social media and I see like how many places people go and people be at the local market and things like that and doing all this stuff. And I'm like, oh, shoot, they're young. They got no kids. I got nowhere to go. Anywhere that I go, if I go with like our friends as a couple and stuff like that, they're not into sneakers. So me standing there wearing my I'm a Man Year 5s.
Killing it.
Yeah, I'm killing it, but none of them care about it. And then I hate when the topic becomes, oh, what kind of sneakers you got on today? We don't got to talk about my sneakers today. Like, we just hanging out.
Yeah, they always ask you about them. Oh, yeah, what you got on? Those are so colorful.
Oh, yeah, like I ain't, you know what I mean? But, like, I think that's the thing. Like, me and George went out this weekend. We go nowhere, all right? Like, they were shocked that we were both out.
It also had to be planned like a week in advance.
Like, you give me 2 weeks notice. You give me 2 weeks notice, I'll try to come outside. But it got to plan. It got to line up, like, no soccer games, nothing planned with the wife, no friends thing. Like, it got to line up. And the stars lined up. We went out. Got to put on some clothes, got to put on some sneakers, and it was cool. You know what I mean? Like, it was cool. So, like, you have those rare moments now where it's like, but like, I'm still hooked, where it's like, oh, those in the closet. Somebody told me that, like, it's insane that I buy sneakers knowing I'm not going to wear it. I buy sneakers, and I literally go, I ain't never wearing that, but I got them. Like, just in case.
Well, I mean, it's just like, people collect coins. I mean, what you going to do with it? I mean,
exactly.
You got that coin.
I'm like, once you look at it with the magnifying glass and you flip it one time and put it in the case, what you going to do with that coin?
Put it right back in the case.
right back in the closet. Looks like a
And then
box.
when you die, someone's going to put it in the vending machine.
Facts. My son is already asking me. He's like, yo, when I get to a 9.5, can I get them? Sure thing, son. You can get them. But here's the thing. When my oldest son got to a 9.5, he was like, yo, can I get those? I was like, hey, man, look, I don't know, man. You're going to have to do what your dad. You got to work hard, man. You got to go to school. You got to work hard.
Yeah, you don't take care of him like I want
That's
to.
a fact. So, but anyways, man, we'll let you get out of here, man. I appreciate you coming on the podcast, man, spending time with us. I know it was a long
man.
episode.
Thanks for having me, man. Appreciate
I know.
that.
I'm really annoyed because for like that first 30, 40 minutes, the camera wasn't even on. So the beginning of the video may just be of you and George on camera. So.
Oh, okay. So you got it split in half on your
I
setup.
split it in 3-3 for when I post it. So it may just be you and George for the beginning of the first 30 minutes.
You could tell too. He was in a bad mood. I could tell looking at him.
I tried not to be in a bad mood. Like, I was like, look,
man,
it happens.
Wait till you see her face.
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work doing these shows. You know what I mean?
Man, trust me, because I was the one that had to do all the tech stuff when we were doing our show. And if something didn't work, this was like back in the days with Hangouts. And like Hangouts would just cut out, or somebody's feed would go out, or the audio would drop off of OBS. And I'm trying to figure out what's happening. Like, your desktop decides to update while you're doing the show, and then you got to restart. And it's just, it's frustrating. And that throws you off the rest of the thing. So
it do, man. Well, anyways, man, I appreciate you, Buckeye, man. Let everybody know social medias and everything, man.
All right. Buckeye City Soul. Kev, I don't post as much, but I still post here and there. I still consume. I just don't, throw stuff out there as much. And, we do Monday Mid-Soul quarterly, probably, maybe semi-annual. But yeah, we have a YouTube channel. Me, Marcus, Polos, and Jay. Are y'all cool now? Or have you guys talked? I
don't know.
I don't think. Yeah.
I ain't got no problem with them. Look, man. As far as I'm concerned, I'm friends with everybody now. I don't care.
Right. Yeah. And then and Molly Mall and then Unbox app Mo.
Shout out to
Make
Mo.
sure I go ahead and download that app.
Download Unbox app, y'all. So we appreciate you, Kev.
All right, thanks, guys.
Anything else, George?
Later.
I'm good. All right, bro.
Let's sneak this.
I'm tired.
See you later.
Appreciate you.